you are my lucky charm. I hold you close in the night in my arms. And when we open our eyes, my worries fade away. 'Cause you gave me your heart in the light of day, in the light of day. When we open our eyes, my worries fade away. 'Cause you gave me your heart in the light of day, in the light of day. You are my lucky charm. I hold you close in the night in my arms. And when we open our eyes, my worries fade away. 'Cause you gave me your heart in the light of day, in the light of day.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope boys are having a wonderful, beautiful evening. Let's get ourselves some 5V5 1V1 DUELS tonight down, shall we? Sure thing. Nick also messaging me saying, yo, can I join? Judy's what I should go with the name. Nick is such a common name, though. I feel like if you call somebody like Bob, what the hell? What the hell is that? How do I do this? Chat, how do I do this? This doesn't look as bad. Well, it's still bad though. How do I do this? Okay, we're just gonna zoom. Cut off a portion of my shoulder. Who cares though? I'll have to figure it out, dude. Either I'll move this screen, the green screen somehow, or move you guys where you guys get to watch me from the little peephole you guys watching me through. I moved something. I'm not sure what. So we're just gonna figure it out. Boys, let's get some duels up and running, yeah? Yo, what's up, boys? Hope you all having a good one. Let me get some music in here too. It's gonna be loud for a second. Boom. I like the guitar at the beginning. I wish there was more of that done. Anyway, let's get some groups up and running. Do we have Plush? Do we have Johnny? Do we have any of the regular EU boys making the groups? Or do I have to do it? Do I have to do it to them? I'm gonna hop it on making this a group right now. Ask chat GTP. Wait, hold on. Ask chat GTP. Anyone know the idea what the one-shot build for enhanced shaman is? I imagine if there is like some kind of a one-shot build, and if everybody's running it, you can find a Murloc. You can finally pick up talents. So if you found a shaman that one-shot them, go look up their talents, man. You should be able to pull up their build. I imagine Ascent, right? My group is ready. Beautiful. Do we have Plush? Do we have Rick or anybody else making the second one? Or am I in charge of that one? I'm going to start summing up. Ready for those, man? Thank you. Saint coming by, man. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing good, bud. Chat. Oh my god, dude. You have no idea how my life feels so much lighter now that I've gotten a haircut, bro. I don't know what it is, man. I feel like maybe just the climate where I live currently, but god damn, dude. Anytime I'm just like hanging around and it's like warm, I feel like when I have, I don't even have that long of hair. It doesn't even go to my shoulders or nothing. It was just a little bit out, right? I feel like the sides, however, for me, grow a little faster than any other part. And it just feels like when I have like, unless I have like, you know, a proper fade and just shorten the sides and the back, it feels like too much heat gets trapped around my head. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's real. Maybe just in my, maybe it's just like, in my brain, it's just messing with me, right? Anyway, literally as soon as I got a haircut, and I'm dealing with doctor's appointments back and forth. That shit usually stresses me out, man, because I don't like doctors, but I feel like I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I just gotta roll with it. I don't know what it is. All right, so I am making the group. Do we have Rick? Do we have Cobra? Do we have any of the other regular boys? Hey, those? Oh, that's Cobra. Last week or before that, maybe it was like, nah. Oh, we'll see. Hey, yo. Those? See if Bubby wants to join in. Bubby. Johnny is in. He's already got some homies, I imagine. If Saya's around, there's a good chance Saya is in. Azure Span? I was about to be like, yo, what are you doing in Azure Span? But there's a quest line too. There's a quest line. But it's a group full. I do have mine. My group is okay for now. I don't see any groups either. Okay, so the groups should be up right now. You'll find them over under LFG, Raids, Legacy, Molten Core. Let me post exactly how to join the groups too, if you guys are looking to join in. Here we go. How to find groups. Here we are. Dungeons, Raids, Pre-Made, Legacy. Search just number 5 and you're good to go. Toxie! Why is Toxie not join me? Huh? Shakira? Oh, Shakira, get in here. Toxie? Double back, run it back real quick. Groups are up in LFG. Groups are up in LFG. Here we go. I'll let Nick know or Judy know. Alright, who else can I invite, man? Restar. Who's Razor Stars again? I don't remember, dude. Hey, yo, Rick. Hey, those tonight? Let's see. Riptides. Hey, those tonight? Got a group building up right now. Yeah, let's get him in. Shadow, I don't remember if Shadow joins duels. Hey, wanna join 5V5 1v1 duels, friend? I'll ask anyway. I don't remember if he joins it. Shy, I also don't remember if he joins these. Yo, duels? Goeras, my man, how you doing? Okay, enjoy it. Hell yeah, dude. I imagine this season is gonna be the most hyped season for that Gladiator mount, man, right? Some people already apparently have gotten it during like week 2, man. It was wild. Yeah, in my group, I'm making a second one real quick. Rick can make a second. Yo, have Rick just join mine, man. He could take over. That could work. Have Rick join in and take over. Is a group like spectator or what? My group? No. I'm making a real group. I don't know if Rick actually got some bodies. If Rick is making a real group, I should send him to you, but I don't see Rick on. I saw him in arena last time. Okay, Vlad, we get him in here to get Goeras in here. So we just need one more, man. We just need one of us. Goeras, lol. Hold on, invite. He says they're already in the group, but like, I'll give him a second. 30? Okay, so I just need one more for this team, man, and we're set. We just need literally one more. Also, I need somebody that's on my BNet friends that I can like queue up into groups. Into Johnny. So somebody's, I either need like Rick to join the group and take over, or somebody that can be on my BNet friends list. And essentially all I have to do, if you've ever seen these duels, usually whoever's lead, you just have to let me know like, hey, I got 5 ready to go when after like a match is done. Or it's like, hey, we need 4, we got 4, we need one more. Toss me an invite, get me in the group, and pass my lead, and I'll like help make the group or whatever. Yeah. Look at under PvP tab. Yeah, the problem is I would love to list this under PvP tab boundless. However, I cannot. Because if you ever tried it, PvP tab does not let you do cross faction unless you do an RBG. But a custom PvP, you can do cross faction. You can just like check a box under it, unfortunately. Which Blizzard really should add that in, right? Because they're just trying to do some group event. But like their mindset is, well, what the hell are Horde and Alliance gonna do together that isn't like group content? So we're just gonna have Alliance C Alliance custom and Horde C Horde customs. Why would they play together in the open world? And then we do this. So the only way for us to do it is to do it through LFG Raids Legacy under Molten Core, because who the hell needs a group for Molten Core, right? Who is pairing up together? Hey guys, I need help doing Molten Core. You want to join me? It's like you can run it by yourself. Every mob inside of it is going to get one shot, right? And Legacy loot means you're going to get a bunch of loot anyway. You don't need extra bodies. Got 3 you can go group. Okay, well, I can only take one for the time being. We just get one of them. What? How them in your group? Perfect. And Rick, hey, I'll be there for you in 10 minutes. Okay. So Rick says 10 minutes. So if somebody wants to join in, they can be lead. That'll be great. Otherwise, I'm chilling. Unless nobody wants to join in. LWPVE. It's Curiosity, man. Curisham. I actually don't remember who Curiosity is. If only Plus was around, then he'd be able to be a lead. Does Mayori join these? Somebody has done lead stuff before is ideally who I'd want to be lead. Just because like if they already know what's up, so just let me know, keep me up to date with the group. Vlad, I mean, I guess I could have Goeras maybe lead. I don't really know. Frank? Or we'll wait 10 minutes for Rick. What do you guys think? Or do we just get somebody? We just go, play one, wait, get Rick in the next group, or just wait for Rick? Go into Rick's group? Well, Rick is not in any group right now. It is gonna, what the hell? Yeah, well, you said you're going to Rick's group. Rick is not done. He's got 10 minutes. And Rick, most likely, I'll be inviting him into this group when we get a second. Yeah, Rick does not have a group, I don't think. Unless he does. Seth? Okay, we got Seth Rax in here. Perfect. You're not going to join the guild, or is there no server in the guild? Yeah, if you guys want to join the guild, sure thing. I can't invite all 3 of you. I'm sorry. I only got spots for like 1. But But yeah, if you want to get invited to the guild, how do I invite you? How do I like, can I do right click guild invite? That's Mark, add friend, promote to raid lead. Is it like from the guild? Because that's like my guild. Invite member. Yeah, this ain't my guild. I'm just in here. Post link in chat. Okay, I can do this. I can post a link in chat, right? Here we go. Invite. Here we go. You can toss an invite yourself. Ready? Okay, cool. We got Rick in here. All right, I'm getting Rick. Rick is lead. We're good. Beautiful. Hell yeah. Alrighty. Rick is lead and we're good. Toxie, hopefully you got in a group, man. Alright, sweet spectator match. Rick Meister. Hopefully it's not case sensitive. Johnny Boy 5 Nagrand 1. I think I got it right. I think every time I do this, I always mess something up. Unfortunately. Do you think we could see? Oh, that's my bad. That is my bad, Saya. I didn't look, man. Look. I usually get my chat all kinds of large looking. Is my webcam messed up here too? What in the hell? What in the same hell? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I usually have the chat take up a huge portion of my screen on the right hand side, and I literally did not see OBS. That is my bad. That is my bad. Yes, I can't take 3 in that group. Sorry. In a group of 5. Here we go. Yeah, might be chat. Literally, if you just let me know, give me a gentle reminder. I promise you, I'm not trolling you. I promise you, I'm just missing something, or I'm being dumb, but not on purpose. Promise you. Just ask Jake, bro. Little gentle reminder. I'm like, oh shit. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. All right, Rick, first up, he's got himself all the demons in the world versus Elo Instant Trinket. Full set of pets, another Gloop Hound. I think he got the Char Hound and a Gloop Fiend or Wild Fiend, whatever the hell they're called at this point, dude. I don't barely ever see those things. The big green one that looks like a lizard. Sorry, I had to start laughing because this entire week and past week before that, all I see whenever I am raiding is people spamming lizard, 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 over and over and over. That's all it is. Double figure spam onto Elo. Just not even giving Elo even a chance. Elo's just like immune, but like at what cost? Quick first aid, but it barely does anything. I don't even know what broke it. At a full can's mother, barreling down on you with a full on Doomguard. I mean, Doom Lord. Like, come on, man. Goeras trying to see if he can waddle over towards Rick. It's going to be Reflect, AoE Fear, Trinket, AoE Fear onto Rick. Trinket's out for him too, so it's a Trinket for Trinket trade. There's going to be a lot of pets. Stunned and rooted. For the Goeras can actually walk away from those pets. Definitely should. Got him some Dark Ascension as the Doomguard does fade with a bit of that Void Volley, but Rick got him a full gateway out there. And Goeras taking a lot of damage from the Pit Lord, but it's going to be an opportunity for Goeras to get some damage onto Rick. He's ramping up. Big Flame Sanity. As long as he had tactical Flame Sanity in the first place, he's going to be okay. He's so ripped out of his body. Reduces some of his damage. Quick silence onto Rick. Try to catch up to him if at all possible. Knockback by Rick with the Dracthier Racial. The Wind Gust. The AoE Fear from the image comes through though. It does lock Rick down for just a second. Quick AoE Fear as well. Psychic Screams and Howl of Terror, dude. They're just having a yelling match on each other, dude. It's just a debate between two casters yelling at one another. With a full Chaos Mother around the corner. Still get some damage out, apparently. Goeras with a stun. Rick needs to get up some damage. Trying to see if he can get some lockdowns, but looks like Rick might potentially be running out of options here. Full Tyrant, still got damage. I don't know if he actually wants to hang out next to Goeras. He's just gonna evade him. Anyway, if you're on those pets, stop some of that damage. Dark Ascension with that Halo. For Goeras, he needs to get those flays in there. Mind Flay Insanities. AoE Fear for a second. He might be able to go for AoE Fear of his own. If he can ever close the gap with Rick, he's going to just get Fear spammed while the pets are in. Silence on a Rick, but that's a lot of pets on the Goeras. Maybe looking for a disperse. He's out in the open, just getting barraged from the back by that entire firing squad of demons. There goes a quick stun. disperse right after. He has to go for a full reset here. But it does give him a lot of health. Gateway, and I don't think Rick is going to have access to Gateway for a while. Stun available for Goeras. He does have AoE Fear too. So you could use that Fear on those pets as well. AoE Fear by Rick really quickly. Is that going to be enough though? Doomhound with a Fear yet again. He's summoning up an entire array of demons. Tyrant in 5 seconds. Might actually be able to prolong the entire set of demons if he can Tyrant fast enough. That glide ability gives him so much mobility, by the way. Just lets him hang out behind the pillar. Quick axe toss. Stricken out for Goeras. Stricken is available for Rick, actually. Rick is playing adaptation, not just a normal trinket. So next fear are Goeras. I don't think it's going to stick, but I'm pretty sure silence and a stun should stick. Quick AoE before Goeras can even draw a first blood there from behind that pillar bed. Just unable to really play the game. He just get feared into smithereens. Stun reflected back on Goeras though. That was a fantastic nether ward. Big meteor coming down. Goeras with a Pit Lord and a Doom Guard just getting blasted out from every angle. He got himself a little bit of damage, but needs a lot of health, needs a lot of recovery. Axe toss, it is over. Locked down, unfortunately unable to get himself much more than that of a setup. When this Meshka gonna be up next. Rick, we're taking the gateway while Dark Pact is on him. He's backing up out of there, trying to see if he can avoid the rogue, but a cheap shot locking him down with a wall. That is going to be a huge counter to the rogue's burst. He just goes for a Cloak of Shadows, continuing to build up the flagellation damage while blades are still active. Full Tyrant is in play, and if you control the rogue even a little, Axe Toss is going to be helpful. Maybe AoE Fear is going to go for a port. This rogue goes for a step, does rip the soul out of Rogue's body. He's going to go for advantage for a second. Does Mishrushka have enough CC? Fear as he closes the gap. As long as he doesn't have another step, he won't be able to reconnect. Does he have another mobility though? Does he have another step? He needs something, anything here. That's still a lot of pets attacking him right now. Another Gloomhound from a second Gloomhound going to be charging out. Axe Toss, Hand of Gul'dan, and he's got a Chaos Mother around the corner. It's just over. Oh my goodness. I also noticed Rick does not look like he's playing with that tier set though. Unless I'm wrong. Into Leo trying to go for that grip, but the man goes in for the nether ward, reflecting the grip. Still breath connects, still mass damage. Silence port out for Rick. Is it going to be enough? Does he have a gateway? He's definitely going to have to use something to escape. Does have the gate to go the distance, but does he have the health for it though? He has a little bit of health. Axe Toss, it's over. Yeah, Leo had to cut him down, but Rick does end up holding the fort. It is still a whole entire team one left against Leo and Saya. Saya, break your mug. I like it. I like the evil looking shoulder dragon heads, the skulls on the back, the big skull in your head, the skull in your belt, skulls in your gloves too. You just need a skull in your sword, man, and then you got the full combo. Holy mo! What about your boots? Do your boots have skulls? Yeah, missing the skull. You got spines, but missing a skull. Like, if you could get a sword with a skull and some boots with a skull, then you're literally skulled out, dude. Holy moly! Dive right in. Let's dive right in, boys. Dive into yet another duel. Curdy. Will Curdy be able to fight off the? I like your mock too. Look at this guy. I like the hat. Wait, is that the same hat you wore? I almost feel like the pirate hat or like a top hat, but like a really scraggly one. Like a really worn top hat would also match him really, really well. You know how a top hat would like try to like pop up, but if you like squish one side, it's hard to imagine. It's hard to like explain exactly what I'm talking about. But I imagine like a disheveled British man from like, I don't know, 1800s or something like that, right? Top hat kind of a thing, minus the monocle. Kind of like when people, even of like lower class, wore really fancy clothes kind of deal. Mad burst off for Leo, just breathing down the man's neck while I'm trying to figure out what kind of a top hat I think the man should potentially be wearing to match his mug. With insane, gonna be up next, the Outlaw Rogue. There was a lot of bursts out of Frost Death Knight, and is gonna try to see if he can back away from the Outlaw. Immediate Cloak of Shadows out of the Rogue, and Leo just waddling out of the AMS. Active evasion off of the Rogue. As long as you can just slow the Rogue down, Chain of Ice is doing the work for it. And Sail's gonna have a trinket. That's a lot of damage. Grappling around, Killing Spree's doing a bunch of damage if you cannot escape it. Leo looking for a little bit of death strikes, but we are hitting that 7-minute mark. So the amount of healing you can get at this point is pretty low. IBF to get out a cheap shot. Got himself a bit of damage. IBF may potentially be looking at defenses here. Got him some Pillar of Frost for potential decent damage with obliterates. Maybe looking for a lot of healing here right now. Those double obliterate crits the onto insane with a grip to pull him back in. Does have another grapple hook. It's gonna be another grip. Grapple over. It's like a yo-yo going back and forth, but he cannot escape this completely. Still in combat, blind from a distance. There's still gonna be riders in play. Is Trollbane gonna be enough to take him down? Actually, he might be. Goes in for a quick obliterate at the very tail end. Taking him out with Syl gonna be up next. Syl Thrax the sub-rogue. And Leo, unless you have someone here. Yeah, taking him out. Well done. You had the boy himself, Rick, walk in, absolutely decimating Team 2. And now it's gonna be down to Saya as well as Leo to see if they can bring that victory back for their team. Shakira, as well as Silthrax are going to be the last two left over for that Team 1. And they should have everything needed. Technically, Silthrax did burn some cooldowns, though. That's all. So throw a Mog. Silthrax, I like it. I'd say I like it. The shoulders, they got like a whole druid. Red, fiery druid kind of a look going on. I really wish I had that full red, like fire druid customization options, too. I think that would match really, really well, because then you'd look like Fire Druid of Emergensil or whatever the hell that raid was, right? Y'all think I might try the Mug? Where are you? Oh, I'm on the wall. Did I escape? I'm stuck. Help! Help! I'm like behind bars, man. Behind bars of bones of wood. I don't know how I got myself in here. Can I go out? I can't even leave. Right? I can just look at the orc shows here, man. Help! How did I get myself caught in here? How far can I go? Can I escape here? Can go out here? Somehow I got myself caught between the floorboards, chat. Can I walk? Can't go through the wall either. Okay, that worked. That worked though. Bop instantly by Saya. Doesn't pick up the eye, but looks like he's just gonna have the dot on the rogue, try to see if he can force advantage out of him. I was expecting Saya to go pick up the eyes to try to see if he can get rogue to burn advantage, to burn a big reset, but no, it is going to be a blessing and protection trade. We'll have a bubble for later, we'll have a trinket for later in case he needs to, but Silthrax's got one of the many defenses he needs to get through Saya. If he wants to land the kill, wall for Saya to dampen some of the rogue's damage. Stun is available. Saya will not have a wake of ashes for this go, but we'll have it temporarily, momentarily. Does pick up the eyes, so if the rogue wants to escape, he won't be able to. Click shots for the rogue, try to see if he can keep the pressure on to Saya. Saya just trying to see if he can just live right now. The rogue is not really playing full reset. He's spaghetti here, and Silthrax needs to get some, needs to have some dots from Saya to be able to catch him up easily. Oh, there's your Mog. I just saw your body for a second. If I can double back to that in a second, once they're done trying to kill each other, they can take a look at your Mog. Or maybe just next game, right? Stun! Oh, trinket out for the rogue. Maybe looking for advantage. No advantage available. Maybe a meld. Does he have a stun? Does he have a way to break the dots? No, he's going to be full dots out for Saya. I'm trying to see if he can potentially get some damage on Shakira, but he's not going for it. Shakira is not attacking him, so it's going to be potentially... Yep, regenerating. Full quick re-heal for Saya. While I'm here. You can look. Is that the Legion set, right? Is the honor set for Legion? Is that the mark you'll have to look at? Why you look so like flattened out? Is that how flat undead are normally? I feel like the character's extra stretched out. Like something went wrong. I'm gonna take a look at it when he's not fully like looking like Mr. Fantastical on the floor over there. Shakira may potentially be looking for a karma. That is gonna be reverse karma. Saya could just bubble it to end this right here, I think. But he's just gonna play it super safe. 4-brew out for Shakira. He's gonna wait until he's got him some perfect immunity. Celestial Conduit right after, maybe a good situation for Bubble. Does it a bubbling, slice of wins out for Shakira. Damage out for Saya. As soon as the immunity falls up, maybe you'll have a chance here. Do you have ADCC? Stunned by Saya. Do you get a diffuse in between? But it doesn't matter. That diffuse, 6% damage reduction. Saya ignores it like it's nothing. Leo picking up 3, by the way, and so is Rick. Damn. Oh, I didn't realize you got 3 there, Leo. I didn't realize you got 3. I thought you only got 2 for some reason. I guess somebody had to take down Rick, though, right? Somebody had to Rick out. Let's get another one going. Chat, let me know when you're good. Rick as well as Johnny, let me know when you boys are both good to go, and we'll just send it. We'll send you guys up. What am I at for duels? What number am I saving it as? 934. Okay. I am gonna have to clean it up, I think, at some point, but damn. Pretty beautiful. Gorgeous. Let's send you guys into a, let's do a good caster map. We have a number of casters in here already from the get-go, so we're gonna send a caster map real quick. This map is generally good for anybody that's a caster class, so we'll give you guys a shot. Right. Like sub into red dump. Yeah, sub into red is tough for sure. Rogue into red in generally is pretty tough, just because, especially when they're like, if they're playing the hammer build, you might just get one shot, but like if you don't get one shot, you might be able to live. But if they're playing the Dawn Light build with that long-lasting dot, right? Like every time I walk into a paladin, I'm just not thinking in my brain after playing for years like, oh, it's dot class is gonna keep me out of stealth the entire time. They are. Now they are. You know what I mean? Like years of playing against paladins and other classes, when they're doing something wacky they've never done before, like paladin being a dot heavy class, it takes so long to get used to. You know? Like Rogue hasn't really changed that much. We're still all about stun locks and burst. You know? But Pally is now a damage over time like an Affliction Warlock with a big ass sword. And it's like, what is that? What in the hell is even that? You know what I mean? Twitch. Got ourselves is going to be insane first up. Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm looking at the full set, I like the fist weapons you got going on. Ooh, a bit of a rematch between you and Leo too. I like seeing this as well. I like that. I like the whole Legion attire. I'm not a big fan of the Legion helm. There's also another Legion PvP set that I really like. Another one. Not this one specifically. This one is alright. No, the Elite set for PvP actually on this set looked insane. Never mind. I'm thinking of a specific recolor version. But it looks so good. The blue and black. Oh, it looks so sexy. Disarm onto Leo. Try to see if he can escape the Rogue. The Rogue's got some damage though. Big breath with a stun onto insane. He doesn't have a defensive vanishes that are available. It looks like he's just gonna back up out of this as soon as possible before Grip connects. If he can just avoid all those riders from a distance, then he doesn't have to take any of that burst damage and potentially just outplay Leo. Saps him as he's getting up close and personal. Blind is available in case he needs it. He just gotta get himself a proper good opener, get a couple of procs. He's gonna go for the big grapples. That's going to be a grip. Second grapple right after is going to get going back in. Try to see if he can potentially hold his own here. AMS up for Leo. Does have a death pact in case he needs to. Blind for a reset. And the Rogue, unless you go in for like some kind of stun lock, is going to be a trinket out for Leo. Does look like Leo is playing it a little bit more defensively. He doesn't really have a lot of damage to follow up. I think he's waiting for that Pillar of Frost, which potentially could be huge. Disarm on that burst, unfortunately, though. Insane does not have an out, however. Maybe a Gao should just walk away. Nope, grapple in. Oh, pulled him back in and just broke his back with that obliterate. My goodness. Holy moly. That is some burst right there. Yeah, you gotta love it, man. What's up, Soldier? How you doing, man? Hope you have a good one. Is there a slot I want to teach? Yo, Void. We'll probably get a slot here in a game or two, maybe. It depends. Usually we get to rotate people out pretty regularly, man. We try to rotate, especially fresh faces, fresh bodies that haven't played today, as much as possible. What we could actually do for Leo and Rick is every few games they'll just completely reset, pick up 2 new faces and faces are played, and then fill out the group if it's taken too long or whatever, right? This way we can rotate people more regularly. Stun onto Shakira. Does not have an answer. Big kick though. Oh, with a 4 brew lifted, did not need the karma. He believed that no need for karma is necessary there at all. It's going to be Elo with a hunt, but oh no! Is that connect? Does that connect? No, it doesn't connect. No dot on him. Man. For some reason, I thought the hunt would actually just overpower a... I thought a hunt would overpower Ring of Peace for some reason. I thought that was going to connect. And that's why I was like, wait a second. It doesn't? That's why I reacted the way I did. I was just... I was pretty sure that the haunt is like a strong, like a giga version of a charge. Like almost nothing stops it unless you like hard CC it. And I didn't, for some reason my brain thought Ring of Peace would not be the hard CC. Freezing trap, stun, yes. Ring, it kind of pushes you away. Flying up in air, trying to see if you can just barrage out on Shakira. Is it going to be another Lances? Oh, catch your so low. But I feel if I should be just barely enough to get you up and running. But still, Ring of Peace keeping the Demon Hunter at bay. You're still not in a great situation. Elo can still take it. 1 stun lock combo onto Shakira, and there might be in a real world of hurt. There goes the stun. Trinket is available. Karma to reverse it. May just go hyper aggressive with that Karma. Slice and wins. Elo just continuing to press on though. Immunity can still come out. No immune, unfortunately. Oh, if they only went for the full immune Nether Ward. I feel like that might have been enough. Netherward, imprison Shirkiro, wait for the combo to fall off, and then do some damage. I think that would have been enough, honestly. But apparently nah. Close though. Cheap shot where they are, but for Shirkiro, there's nowhere to go. Leg Swept, the Smirska not burning a trigger for this one. Celestial Brew, then it's going to be some shields up for Shirkiro though. Needs a little bit of healing. Eyes are available. Try to see if he can stay on top of the Rogue. May just want to pick up Eyes as soon as possible and catch up with as much health as you can. Unless you can predict where the Rogue is going to be. Next cheap shot lockdown. You are in ONYXIA, you're not going to set the stone for too long. In-cap needs to come out now. Cap needed to come out yesterday, but does go down, unfortunately. With Rick going to be up next, immediately sending the pet to spin on top of this Bershka. Does go for the gouge, lockdown with a quick fear right after. And has got himself Dreadstalkers, Tyrant, everything available. This Bershka with a quick vanish reset. Killspree took him to have. Awesome. Dude, Killspree actually did a lot of damage, honestly. That button hits hard now. Really, really good. That was crazy double burst. Yeah, the fact that Death's gonna stack up for like that Giga Obliterate is kind of nuts. It is very, very strong. Smoke bomb for a second, just try to escape the pets, avoiding it as best as possible. Pets do reconnect for this. Mershka is going to be a bit of a tougher matchup here. I guess a Warlock in general, I think it is a tougher matchup for Rogue. What is your tire? What are these shoulders? It's like Kultiran garb got going on. I like the hoodie, but I'm not sure about them. Maybe you were just trying to go for like gray shoulders, but a padded shoulders. If that's what you're trying to go for, I don't hate it. I just don't really like the shoulders in general. They almost look like leather shoulders. Doesn't even look like a cloth piece. You know what I mean? The Smirska with a DFA leaping in, gateway out. As Rick is going to go to another zip code entirely. The Smirska is still just stuck behind the pillar with that Felguard, constantly attacking it. At this point, I would just turn the attention onto Felguard, or at least keep a rupture on that thing so eventually it will die. But the fact is, Rick can just keep sending pats at you internally, just constantly. Summoning up a big old Tyrant. He no longer has the Seer set to summon up a big Demon Doggo, but he's going to extend that Tyrant and the Gloom Hound. And keep him on you as best as possible. Stab with a board trade as two of them swap positions. Cloak of Shadows with advantage out for the Smirska. I honestly think it's an opportunity for him to escape, but instead he's just going to stay on top of Rick as much as possible. Quick Fear does have a trinket. DFA to catch up to him really quickly, literally phasing through the wall, through the massive pillar of one of the Egyptian looking gods. I'm pretty sure they're not really Egyptian gods. Hold on, is this Anubis? Is this Anubis? No, yeah, it is Anubis. It is Anubis. It is Anubis. I wanted to, can I just do this? I could have just done that the entire time, bro. I'm just trying to zoom out to see that snout. It's gonna be the Smirska catch himself a quick reset behind the pillar. Gloomhound still trying to see if he can get around the angle. That is going to be a sap onto the eye. The pet somehow no? The pet's literally walking in his direction. Either it's just completely random or whatnot. I have no idea. This is going to be a Felguard picking him up, catching him. Eyes are picked up. Gloomhound is in play. Potentially a Tyrant too. It is going to go for a Tyrant. Ideally, he'd want to send Doggos too. Dreadstalkers into immediate gateway escape and stab, but it doesn't pick up to Rick, and I think it's just going to be over. Even Rick knows he just gotta stay away. Rick knows he just wins this, he just gotta stay away. Just gotta stay away. And the Rogue will eventually melt. Just gotta give it a second. Except against Saya, I don't know if he'll be able to stay away in the same way. He's gonna be blessing a Spell Warden immediately. Rick with the Reflect for another ward. Even if Saya was gonna go for a Hotch, it would just been reflected back. But I'm pretty sure he held his stun. I'm sure he's gonna have one right around the corner, right? Fear by Rick, just trying to see if he can avoid it. Dark back to trade with that Dawn Light damage. It is a very short cooldown though, so you might as well trade. And now that he's got Sayak at a distance, that's an opportunity for you to build up some damage, to build some pets, and to go down a couple of times, and you're good to go. Got yourself an Overlord jumping in. There goes a stun, trinket to follow. Saya's taking a little bit of damage. Stun on all those pets. Dawn Light onto Rick. Does go for a quick sever of that soul onto Saya. So he's making sure to have some kind of either defensive or a debuff on Saya every time he's got himself the Wake of Ashes wings go. Gloomhound on top of it. Fear spam to follow. Just lock it down Saya. No more trinkets. Only thing he's got is Lay on Hands of Bubble to get him stabilized here. But oh, Bubble immediately. That was some burst out of nowhere though. Axe DOS, huge burst. Ain't no way Saya was going to trust a Lay on Hands. And that's still a full army of pets. He's going to go for Wake of Ashes to stun him. Got himself a bit of healing. He needs to buy himself enough time in order to get himself a proper heal. Wall may need to come out for Rick here. He's taking a lot of damage. Wall with the dark pack. Yeah, he's trying to buy himself time for that Lay on Hands. He has to. Dreadstalkers are in. Got him to reflect in case Saya's gonna go for a stun. Saya with Blessing's sake. That fear is not gonna sit long at all though. Second fear into another stun. Pull him out. All the pets are in. Saya, if you have the answer here, if you have the kill now, you would have to make it happen. Gateway potentially might be available for Rick though. Does save the gateway. He's out in the safety. Can he slow down Saya? He needs an axe toss or something. Does the axe toss come through? He's got him some Wake of Ashes. Wants to see if he can end the duel. Rick does have a adaptation, so next Hodge, you could potentially get out of it easily. He does have a fear. Stun, breaks out of it insta. Fear onto Saya. Do you have the damage to follow up? You got yourself a Tyrant very, very soon. Fear spam into Saya. All the pets are in. A Tyrant is in play. Tyrant is going to be in play. I think it's over for Saya even before the Tyrant comes out. Yeah, with an axe toss, he secured himself that victory. There's just no way to defeat that. Holy, adaptation ended up walking in clutch here. Working out super well for Rick because it gave him an out for that give him an easy guaranteed out for that Hodge. Like that was what was gonna kill him, and that adaptation was there to stop it. So adaptation may actually have been a perfect play there. Actually perfection. PI up for Goeras. Just try to see if he can catch up to Rick. However, this slows from the pets as well as the curse of exhaustion. Praise just does not have the mobility, and Rick just has that glide as a Drakthir. Honestly, I feel like a lot of casters should potentially be considering Drakthir as a racial, even in PvP. I know you probably are like, you know what, I kind of like Orc. Undead is also can be good at times. Night Elf is also really good if you play in Alliance, right? Don't disagree with you. But that glide, man, look at the mobility. What is the current song? I can give you guys the mix, and that should give you the song that I'm currently listening to right now. Here we go. I try to update my mix as best as I can, but you can just add that if you want to. Save it to your YouTube or whatever. It's going to be so clean that his body is Goeras, locked down back to back and not in a great position. Just fear spam over and over with the disperse. This is a moment of desperation. Needs to close the gap to get some kind of damage back onto Rick. Rick does not have another word for a while. Stun could be a perfect way to lock him down. Dark Pact is going to keep him alive, however. Trying to get some damage going. Faded for a second, but surrounded by so many demons. That Doomguard doing a number with a Pit Lord. Oh, not a Pit Lord. Tyrant vamping up all those other pets. Pets stuck on a route around the corner. He knows he can't go back to the pets, but he can't go walking back into Rick because otherwise he just might be lights here. It's going to be yet another fear unless you have a way to lock down Rick right now and burst him. Stun, it's over. It is over. I don't even know why Rick ported. I think maybe you just tried to port. This is just extra global, just said something, but he definitely would. Like, if Goeras was still alive there, you were basically porting into his line of sight. That's why I'm like, wait, was that for BM or was that like what? Let's get another one going, boys. Yeah. Uno más, uno más. Let me message back. Well, here we go. Damage plated. No heal. Oh yeah, no, all good, all good. He got some burst in you. Rick, do you have your tier set or no? I actually have. I can't tell. Johnny's ready. Rick, let me know when you're good to go. We'll get another one up and running. Rick is absolutely insane. He is very good at Warlock. Yeah, very good at Demonology. I want to say he's one of the best Demonology Warlocks that we've seen in duels. I mean, he's consistently winning a lot. Demonology, to be fair, is a very good spec for 1v1s. That being said, Rick also plays Destruction, played it multiple times while we're doing our duels. He's not a bad Warlock in general, right? I feel like he's proven himself more than enough. I don't think it's like, oh, carried by Demo. Is Demo doing a lot of heavy lifting? Those pets? not going to disagree. They're very good for 1v1. But Rick is also really good. That adaptation swap out for the CC, the AoE fear instead of just a normal Mortal Call play, he plays that really, really well. The lockdowns he does and the glides, in order just to stay away too, that helps out a lot, man. That mobility is massive. Rick, let me know when you're good and we'll send it. If you need more bodies, also let me know and we'll send more bodies your way. We need to. Is Fatebound still the go-to for Outright? Yes, it is. Even with the nerfs to Trickster, is better killing spree seems to hit harder as Trickster. I don't think Trickster killing spree actually hits harder. I think it has a shorter cooldown, but it can technically feel like it hits harder. Like if you get yourself coup de grace stacks up with a finisher damage, and that finisher's killing spree does hit harder once you get those stacks, but nothing inherently buffs killing spree in that tree. We're 5. Okay, so that's Team Rick, right? Okay, let's send it then. I'm assuming Rick is good and we'll send it. Yeah, Fatebound I think is still a go ahead, mostly because you could do that Vanish Ghost Strike to get a bunch of coin flips, and that still is a lot. Like, you're just going to be able to, you're not going for hard hitting coin flips, you're just going for more coin flips. That gives you consistent damage, because you can do now setups with, if Ambush and Ghost Strike are coming up, you can basically Vanish, pop them together, both of them pick up a buff from Double Jeopardy. There's some weird the shenanigans is out on tier set, and the coin flips has gotten so weird it even affects him in PvE. It's actually now better for PvE content to hold advantage for a Ghost Strike, because that'll just give you what, 3 coin flips in a single opener, and you'll basically combine Ghost Strike into Between the Eyes at the same time, and that does some as rogues would describe in their note, some fuckery with the, pardon my French, with the coin stuff, where you get in more coin flips than you're supposed to. Blizzard is okay with it. It's apparently an okay intended mechanic. It's fine for us to take advantage of it. I won't look gift cards in the mouth. Yeah, you basically are now vanishing around Ghost Strikes. In PvE, you would not hold Ghost Strike, but you will hold Vanish for Ghost Strike. But for PvP, I'm sure you just can hold both. I think it's worth. Which? Got ourselves, is it Goeras? No, it's going to be Elo versus Curdy. Off the bat, he's got himself some movement while casting with a rift attached to Elo at this point. Big Hunter connects, silence out onto Elo. We'll be able to lock out some 200 attacks, but not a lot. Elo's still taking a lot of damage, so Metamorphosis right after. Quick stun to Curdy, Ivan to follow. Isn't going to be enough. Central of Fear needs whatever health you can get. Attacked by tentacles and the pet from around the corner. Look at the spike down Curdy. Curdy's out in the open, just taking those spikes to the face, however. Definitely should not be doing that. Goes behind the pillar. Elo got a very aggressive opener, and at least got a Curdy to play a little defensively there behind the pillar, which is really, really good. Void Torrent, I think it might be lights for Elo. Does go for immune with a first aid. That's going to help a little bit, but as soon as that immune falls off, that rift will likely explode. DP immediately. IBM, it just goes down. There's just not much you can do once the rift is on you. The constant damage you take from the rift is a lot. Witness Special going to be up next versus the Shadow Priest. Immediate dispersion. I guess it makes sense to go for disperse. He's going to go for cannibalizing. Now you won't have a trinket. Maybe that's what he's trying to do, is buy himself time so you can have a trinket for another go by the rogue. That was no Shadow Blades, unfortunately. I don't know if he would have died right there without Shadow Blades, but he definitely is going to play it super, super safe. Halo. Unfortunately, Halo does not hit any selfies. It'd be kind of nice if it did. I think it'd be great for a priest, because rogues have more than enough ability to escape it, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm a rogue main, I'll say that too. Crash onto Nesmershka, does go for the full stun. Shadow Blades and everything is active. Curdy's gonna have to use everything he can to live this. That is a lot of damage. Aegis proccing, stun onto Nesmershka. Void Torrent does go for a VE as well as a Desperate Pair. There's gonna be a lot of damage. The more damage you can do to Nesmershka, the more healing is going to give you. You still have to maintain yourself as best as possible. Trying to go for a cast heal. No kicks out for Nesmershka. Gouge to follow. Trinket is available. Needs a bit of a shielding. Just a little bit more, and the fear would have been made available very, very soon. Synthrax is going to try to see if he can take down Nesmershka blind. Trinkets to follow. It is going to be a reset. Nesmershka does have a melting keys in need to. Try to see if he can get an opener onto Synthrax. Does get the cheap shot. Does he have himself a big go, though? Secret Technique does go through with the Vanish. I don't know if you put a Rupture on him. If you put a Rupture on him, that would be great. But Synthrax out in the open, dancing back and forth. Might be dotted, but it's hard to tell. I don't know if this brush could put up a dot on him. Definitely if you want to escape. Looks like maybe potentially there was a Rupture rolling on him. Just like a little one. Yeah, looks like some kind of dot is on him, I think. Someone broke the sap for sure. Picking up the eye and steps around the top of him. Gouge on the Synthrax. Synthrax is exactly where you are. Disarm before the rogue can actually get himself a proper setup. Synthrax backing up out of there. The Smershka needs to get himself a reset. Synthrax still has eyes, so he can't resell for a second, but he sees him. Sap, you gotta have a go. I think you gotta have a go, but no, the other guy caught a reset. Yeah, I think that Smershka, seeing that he doesn't have a trinket, is being very, very careful with it. He got blades. Synthrax does not have blades. For the Smershka, this could be a big go if he catches him. I like how rogues end up walking next to each other. Red, Feral, or Lock for PvP. As a Blitz, I'd say Red. Aren't Reds the most popular spec for solo shuffle right now? Like literally on charts, on data. I can look it up for you real quick. This Bershka though, getting himself a cheap shot opener onto Synthrax. Might be in a bit of trouble. Cheap shot. Does he have enough damage? It's going to be a reversion onto the Smirshka. Does cheap shot, a trick and a cheap shot. Cheap shot yet again. Disarm to follow. Taking a bit of damage, but he's mostly okay. Has an evasion by the looks of things, unless it's like not really giving me good UI stuff. Yes, he does have evasion. UI is giving me accurate information. Thank you, Blizzard. Very cool. Is going to try to see if he gets a couple of those eviscerates out to the Smirshka. Cheap shot, lockdown. Is it going to be enough? Sacred technique needs a bit of damage. Since still alive though, into a killer shot onto the Smirshka. Smoke bomb in case somebody's going to run out from the other team. He's trying to see if he can end it, but he had a killer shot, but no follow-up. Trinket for Synthrax. Smirshka catches a full reset. Synthrax out in the open still. Is it going to go down? Look like he kneeled for a second. I think he's trying to get the Smirshka just to charge at him. The Smirshka does not have a burst. Flagellation. Cheap shot. Is it enough? Synthrax either wins or loses and does go down. It was really came down to whether the Smirshka have damage or not. With Insane going to be up next. Cheap shot of the Smirshka. Full killing spree in that opener. Okay. Okay. It's going to go for a quick disarm right after. As he got himself a proper opener there too. Full damage, everything available. Question is... yeah, not enough. I was thinking maybe this Smirshka would get him something kind of CCE reset and get out of there. A sub rogues usually it would. I just gotta watch and thinking like, is it gonna die? Is it gonna live? Because Insane does not just have enough damage to just clobber him immediately. It's gonna be up to Saya up next versus Insane. As an out rogue, this is not an easy matchup whatsoever. You can do a lot better damage nowadays though. 100 doing 10 million crits, or it's a good 10 times more complaints. I have seen hunters apparently getting like an aim shot, black arrow, one shot from like a screenshot. I saw that there's some shenanigans going on. But yo, I mean, I'm not trying to give Rets any grief. I'm just saying, look, all I said is, I'm pretty sure Ret is the most popular spec within Solo Shuffle right now. And it's like, why are you giving Ret grief? I'm like, I'm not. I'm literally saying they're really good. Look, Dressler confirms. Dressler confirmed Red Pally at the top. Solo Shuffle. What is it? All regions? I'm gonna show all regions in a second. Once again, I'll show all regions in a second. Why? Seriously, why is that like some kind of like an insult? It was like, yo, what's the most played? I just want to mostly Solo Shuffle. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Red is the most played. So I was like, I'm spitting Red's face of Red. But I'm just saying. Wait, but I'm just saying like the truth. They are the most popular. Why is that a bad thing? And that's Arthur saying it too. It's not insane. Full Wake of Ashes, Dawn Light. I don't know how you escape this. Unless it's saying got some kind of a heal. We need an insane heal to really make that work. Alright, chat. This is all regions. Yep, Red still at the very, very tippity top. What am I to say, man? What am I to say? They're gonna tell me the charts and the graphs and the data is anti-Red. I tried. You tried your best, man. It's hard. Red versus Rogue is our top matchup because of lay on hands, bop, bubble. You got to go through like 3-4 health bars with Red, right? 3 or 4 health bars. Any of those in Dalaran like Saya is. You also got what is it? Regenerating. That's also yet another health bar. It's tough. It ain't easy. Lay on hands for Saya. As Rick got himself full burst, he's gonna go for Warlock House and just see if he can match that health with Saya. Got himself a bit of that drain. Question is the gateway available right now, or is he in the right spot? Does have himself another word. Saya very, very careful not to hide himself. Axel still goes through. There goes the bubble. That's an opportunity for him to make some damage happen. Bubble is in. Wall out for Rick. He's got himself Chaos Mode. The potential lots of damage. All those bets are in. Should maybe be enough damage in order to get some pressure onto Saya. Saya got himself lots of burns though. Dawn Light melting down Rick. And I think Rick might just die here without Saya's intervention. I think it's just over. Maybe? He's got himself Ruination. He's behind the pillar. I think it's just lights. Rick barely surviving, but Saya, all he needed to do is just lock that dot in and just AFK. He just needed to AFK and keep his health bar up. That's all he had to do. It was over. Like, it was over. Rick was sitting at how much health would he have? 30%, 20% or so? And it was like, yeah, it's over. Just after some time, you're just gonna expire, bud. No bop, no bubble, no laying hands. I don't think for science. I think it might just be going down here. Karma. Unless it's someone just reverse it on Shakira. Yeah, without Karma ain't happening. Who's the last one left? Is it Leo? Leo trying to see if he can get himself a go. Shakira, however, they're giving a proper honor duel opportunity. I like that. I like that. Giving him a proper chance for an honor duel as Leo switching over to the Unholy Death Knight. I like that. I like the mock switch up for Unholy too. The weapon, even the... Actually, no, I think the Parasol is always ebony kind. But look at that. The tabard is everything, dude. That looks good. Goeras having to go through a lot of energy, though. Spamming it, man. 99 minutes into the duel. 48% dampening is painful. But it's shine. It is shine. Saya locked in. He definitely locked in, man. Locked in and locked the lock out. Alrighty. As much of an auto duel as it can be, Shakira is going to be going into, I think, a deficit on defensives. I think Fort Brew may be down. Karma is definitely down. May not have every tool he needs in order to get himself a proper, like, full-on frontal assault versus Leo. But he's definitely giving it a good old shot. Good old college shot. All the pets are in. Knocking him up, but Shakira taking huge hits from those pets. Oh my goodness. That is some damage. Saya picking up two. The Smash can pick it up too. Well done, well done. Let's get another one going, boys. Let's get another one going. Yeah. That's good in here, boys. Reds can carry hard in uncoordinated PvP brackets. I feel like when it's partially true. I feel like though at higher end solo shuffle games are no longer like, once you get out of the rat leagues, games actually feel very very coordinated. Like the strategies you develop by just playing solo shuffle with the same people over and over and over, the games do become more coordinated. Like naturally, you get a strategy, right? And like if you have a rogue, people just stop breaking saps, people stop breaking blinds, people stop breaking your CC to let you land cheap shots, right? At high enough brackets. At lower brackets, like it's all every man for himself, everybody is throwing things out, but you're also dealing with players that are inexperienced. But at higher end, it's very experienced. The games are actually very clean. At least in my experience, right? Once you hit that past I think it's like past the 2300 bracket, games become insanely clean all of a sudden. Everybody plays to the role. Nobody tries to make a hero play. You just play your role. Like, well, at some point, like at first you coming up in shuffle as a rogue. Everybody's just DRing you on stuns. You can't ever really get a proper cheap shot. But at some point, people stop and they just let you cheap shot. Let you play CC. They don't break your gouges. They just let you crowd control. And then it's like, all of a sudden you're just like, oh, it's the easiest game in the world. You just in the bracket where people have that experience. So yeah, I mean Reds, that was like looking at red representation, not like starting CR0, like it was a 2100 plus, so like it's a little past that rat league, especially early season. Like maybe as the season goes on, like MMR is going to inflate, like, you know, 1400 players and then playing at 1800, at 1800 players seeing games at 2100, you know. But this early into the season, it's still gonna be like, it's not gonna be so inflated just yet. So like that's just the representation of like decent and above, you know. Poor Brew didn't go off. Yeah, Poor Brew would do it. Are we ready, boys? Johnny ready, Leo ready. Beautiful. Let's go into a I don't know, what maps do you guys like that are like not super pillar humpy? What maps are not even considered super pillar humpy, man? Because last week we were like, yo, move the pillars, man. Yeah. Fun fact, it's been a while to see a hunter these duels. Yeah, actually, if somebody wants to bring in a hunter or have a hunter friend they want to bring in, well, they're welcome to. Are we missing somebody over? No, mind. I was gonna say, are we missing somebody? But we're good. And if you guys want to switch up the teams, change up a roster a little bit, all that stuff, you know, shuffle the teams, we can do that if you want to. That's a bit tricky though, I think, because most of the times, and if you're not good, rogue will cap you. Yeah. Oh, blitz? Yeah, true. As a rat, yeah. But rats are in a weird spot where like they're essentially just gotta build as like just score. You're not really, you can. I feel like red is a much better cleave spec out in the fight in mid, but yeah, they just like, you either set hunter or you set a ret. I feel like red is a much better cleave spec though, but that's kind of their job. But yeah, I don't think reds are that bad in blitz though. So as a rogue, Not that bad. Currently over for the team 1, ready to go. We got us as Rick, we got us as Sharkira, Insane in the back, as well as Toxie. What amount? Do I have this thing? Are those eyes drawn on, by the way? Just like a, yeah, painted dots. Wait, that's like a shield. I didn't realize this mount has like a little face mask looking thing. That's kind of cool looking. There's a new mount they added for the season, but I never actually taken a look at it, what it looks like up close. I feel like you just really see a lot of people riding those things, but they're kind of cool looking. Kind of wicked looking too. Full army is in. Sharkira may be in a bit of trouble. Instant karma reverse of the damage onto Leo, but the pets are stunned, so you don't really nearly have as much of a reversal potential. Celestial Condi right after him. All the pets are in. IB dome down for Leo. Picking up a little bit of Death Strike healing. Whatever Death Strikes you can get. Sharkira is just dead if they don't make a play right here, right now. And yeah, it's just a matter of time. Just too many pets doing way too much damage. There's so much you can do about it. Rick walking at Leo with an Axos immediately. Got himself another ward in case Leo got himself any pressure. But he's going to go for a chain of ice, reflecting some of that back at himself, though, unfortunately. Wraith walking out. Has Death Strikes at the very least. So you might be able to use Death Strikes in order just to get himself as much healing as possible. Is going to go behind the pillar. Yeah, there's a lot of pets. A lot of demons. You just got to land aside as much as possible. Doomguard especially needs to be landed aside. And what is that Doomguard? How is he hitting from... I swear to God, where Doomguard was, that was definitely not... This is an angle. This is perfectly understandable of an angle where you shadow bolt him. But from where I was looking, just straight up firing through, barely through the chains, really just skirting the dude. Really just a pixel of line of sight, and that's all he needs. Threading the needle there. That is a lot of free damage for Rick done. If that Doomguard can get that much damage, threading the needle like that, it is perfect. It is perfectly fine. Leo, though, is in a bit of a rough spot. Death striking just for his life as much as humanly possible. He got some riders rolling in little by little, though. Guy Killrock gonna pull his pets back. Yeah, that's actually not a bad move. Leo is just still in a full recovery mode right now, unfortunately. He's just trying to see if he can stay away from Rick, keep the pets at bay, get himself as much running power, so he can just death strike himself back up to full. That's all he can do right now. And it's actually perfectly fine for him because he's waiting for army. He's waiting for he's waiting for the whole kit and caboodle, the whole army, the whole squad of undeads. Waiting for that A-bomb, apocalypse, rioters, all of it. So he's perfectly fine waiting it out until cooldowns are back in. However, the question is, how do you catch up to Rick right now? Because it's going to be Axtos immediate gateway. Do you have a group to close enough? No, you don't. No. That's the problem, is how do you lock Rick down? Because he's a very slippery as a warlock. Very incredibly slippery. The pets, however, are slowed down to smithereens. Stun into Rick. You can get a full slow on him. This will be perfect. Does have Lichborn in case he gets hit with the AoE fear, so he should be okay. Undeads are going to be field resistant. Lichborn right after. Full stun onto Rick. Does himself dark back. As long as you keep Rick right there, but he's going to port out. Rick is just going to stay away from those pets as best as possible. If you can grip him or keep him on top of pets, you'll be fine. Keep him next to pets. He's just going to melt. It's a lot of damage from those pets. Keeping him next to pets with the Death and Decay is perfect. That's actually exactly what you need. Interrupted him on Shadow. Rick might be in a bit of trouble. Wall is available. Axe also to Leo. Leo with a reflect. As long as he doesn't get anything bad reflected back at himself, he might be okay. Soul ripped out of his body, which is unfortunate. You got to pick it up. Death back as soon as he picks it up, so to give him more health to work with. This is really good. Grip Rick back in. He ports out. You're out in the open with all those pets. Got to get away from them as soon as possible. With even more demons chasing after you, but Rick is so low as well. You just gotta live barely long enough. You can heal. Feet stun. Wait, wall for Rick. Is this enough though? AMS up for Leo. He might just have it here. Axe does. He barely gets out of it. He needs one more death strike. One more death strike. One more death strike is all he needs. Barely alive. Threw everything at him. That was so close between the two. That's gonna walk in, just take out Rick immediately. Ain't no way Rick is living this. Saya can just kick his feet up AFK. I don't think Rick is just dead, right? Just goes in with yet another hammer. He's just not going to let the Dawn Knight finish the job. He's going to be the one taking him out of town. God, dude, that was so close. The duel between a Holy Death Knight and a Demonology Warlock is just insane for me. It's insane to see. It's a game of cat and mouse because the Warlock's trying to stay away, but Death Knight's trying to catch him, and timing that group is very important. Warlock got port, he got a gateway. And those pets are also very impactful for both of them. Except, like, Unholy Death has this huge army that does a massive impact and then slows down. While while Warlock has constant pressure by those pets, right? So one is really bursty, one is very, very passive, one is very, very mobile, trying to stay away, and the other's trying to lock him down and catch him the entire time. Trick out for sight with a blind on the courteous trinkets for AoE fear. It's going to be a full void. Torrent got himself the rift. As long as he got the rift, as long as he got himself the DPs, he'll be okay. There's going to be some BE together with Desperate Prayer. Lots of damage on the Holy Saya. DPs ramping up. That's a lot of damage for him. If he can get himself any Mind Blast on top of it, because that with a tier set also does quite a decent bit too. Silence of the Saya. With a Flame Sanity for a second, maybe looking for a Disperse. That is going to be a lot of damage. Saya with a full lay on hands. He's got Bubble. He's got Spell Ward in case he needs to. Nothing Curdy can do in this situation to stop him, unless you can pop out an AoE fear out of the Disperse. But Saya just taking him out with a full Wake of Ashes, locking him down. With Toxic going to be up next. The Assassination Rogue is in play. Trying to see if we can waddle over to Saya. Is it the Coin Flip Rogue or is he the other Rogue? I think he's a Coin Flipper. Yeah, he's a coin flipping rogue. Look at the damage that goes through the bop. It's a bop, but he is still doing some decent bit of damage through it. And still doing it. Wait, still doing it. He just phantomized it for an eviscerate. Oh, Saya, unless you bubble here, it's over. Bubbles it. There it is. And Toxic sees to escape. Cloak of Shadows, evasion, not going for the banish. He just phantomized it to build up more calm points. He's trying to set up another go. Shield of Vengeance for Saya. Might just need to wait it out. Blind and a complete reset. I think it might need to be the play here. Final wreck, nobody's in combat. Do you gouge him? Vanishes it. That's AoE. I think would have caught him. Should have hit him at least. Sap, do you have no damage? Getting the shot. Do you have yourself a proper go here? Trying to see if you can make a play. Cheap shot right after him. Shift to follow. Is it enough? Kingsman not available. Saya trying to see if he can make that damage play happen. Needs to give himself lots of healing. That's a lot of bleed damage. That's a lot of down damage on Toxie. One of them is going to die to dots. Regenerate now for Saya. Dots do not interrupt regenerating anymore. And Toxie, I think, is just dead. Cheat death. I think it's over. Or not. Or not. Step past him. Picking up the eye. You have Kingsbane, so if you go in for a proper opener, big Kingsbane, coin flips and stuff, get yourself an eviscerate, double eviscerate cold blood, you'll be okay. Maybe that'll be the play here. Is get the cold blood eviscerate with a Kingsbane. Opener, build up, Kingsbane, double eviscerate. You don't have a trinket, unfortunately. You can only do so much. Gouge? Trinkets just to stun you. Oh, it's over. Oh, it's lights. Unless you got damage right here. Shield of Vengeance is gonna kill you. Yeah, it's over. You do have full dots on the Saya. So Insane gonna be up next. That's a full set of dots while you're attacking him with the Outlook opener. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of damage. At the very least. Got himself a couple of ambushes. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Toxic Legend. Toxic is really, really good at assassination. I don't think you can really do much in that situation, but yeah. It's just a rough spot to be in. Cheap Shot immediately, as Insane, got himself an opener onto the Nesmershka. Disarm to follow. As it's going to be a disarm back for Nesmershka. However, unfortunately, Outlast still has pistols. Flagellation out for Nesmershka. Cheap Shot. Insane has an evasion. Unless you can lock him down, he's got to get another Cheap Shot. Lots of coin flips are happening. As long as the coins are flipping, that's a lot of damage. Killing spree, but it doesn't connect with Nesmershka, unfortunately. And it's just not going to be able to find him here. If Insane has a bleed on him, he's not going to be able to get himself. Looks like no bleed, so he's not going to be able to get. He's going to be able to get himself a reset. Eyes are available in the. Is this west, east, north, south? I don't even know what part of arena this is. Actually, I can't tell. I want to say western. If that's north, that's south. This is really western. Platform. Bottom platform, closest to us. Platform. I don't know how to. I don't know actually. One of the platforms. I was gonna be like Western platform. So everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm like, I don't know if this is Western. I have no idea. Trick it out for Nesmershka with a blind onto Insane. This is going for that Vanish reset. Insane catches a re-stealth again. Grapple over. Second set of eyes is available. Does he dare to pick up the eyes, or is he just gonna hover against it? Honestly, hovering against another sip pickup may not be the worst move. Especially with Nesmershka moving on and also going for a hover. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. One of them must have seen each other. Yep, they must have seen one another. Somebody saw one another. Or no? Or not? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Kind of nice. Catch them. Cheap Shot. Get the opener. Insane is going to be a little bit behind. Cloak Shot is out for Nesmershka. I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to cloak, but I think he's just going to win this, right? Gouge. This is one more hit. And the guy's alive with barely any health, but a Phantom Dice does a bit. Oh, Saya picking up 3. Yeah, the Paladino, man. Paladinos are kind of hard in 1v1. Let's get us another goal. It has to be true. You say insane? I did. So Rix is ready. I'm gonna check in with John and see what he's doing. Or if he's gonna switch some stuff up. I rated install Shuffle Arena, then I'm in Blitz. Yeah. I like Blitz though. I need to get more games in Blitz, but I'm still not bad MMR. Until more people are not MMR, I can't really get a lot of fast-paced games or fast queues. Game decided, oh, start of a season where everybody else gets like, oh, we'll reset your MMR so you can actually have like, you know, 2 minutes wait for a game. And then it's like, Dal, if I had got glasses here, not done. It'll look a little bit better, right? Imagine these are not shades. Blizzard goes, Dal, you played a what MMR last season? 3,500? Okay, we're gonna place you in like 2,800. Have fun. Have fun waiting for 20. Dude, it's like I get punished. I didn't even put myself at 3,600 MMR. I didn't do it. I was just winning game after game after game after game after game, and then my MMR shut up. And then I have to wait until it's 3 in the morning, and then I can actually get some decent games because only people around MMR only play at 3 in the morning. So I'm being patient, making sure I get my games in. I just want to get CR, man. I'm just trying to get my achievements for the season. That's all I want to do. And Blizzard like punishes me for doing well last season, so I don't get to play the start of a new season unless I'm waiting like insane hours. I'm like, dude, I just want to wake up at a normal time. Part of the reason I have bad sleep schedules is because Blizzard does not let me play normal hours. And all I want to do is reset my MMR, let me play during normal hours. I don't care how many games it takes. Just reset that bitch, please. Can't find the group. The groups are both ready. I just need to queue them in. Let's do... yeah. Should we just try a different arena, chat? Should we just try some kind of wacky other arena that we normally don't play for duels? Like a Maldraxxus or a, what's that one? Robodrome or, there's this Tiger one too, that's pretty good. But PvP is beginning to force us next week. I think technically you can get them this week. Well, if you are getting tier set from Catalyst, you would only have you would have 3 set. So it wouldn't be next week because next week wouldn't be Catalyst Charge, it would be a Spark, it would be a week after. However, I imagine a lot of people played raids and they got at least 1 piece of tier from a raid and they applied the garnish or varnish or whatever, lacquer or whatever you call it, just to convert it into a PvP item. So I'm assuming most people should have the 4 set by now. Got it already? Yeah, a lot of people should already have it by now. If you have actually been playing. Which rich. Imagine if Volt could buy Catalyst Charges. Oh, that'd be kind of nice. Yeah, a Catalyst Charge or a Spark instead of a piece of gear. That actually would be, you know what? That actually would be really good. I think that'd be nice. Currently gonna be up. Beautiful map, by the way. I don't see a lot of people running around Rainbow Lord. Not as much anymore. But that is a mount that I ended up getting like super early when I started playing WoW, and I didn't know how rare it was. And it was just a beautiful looking mount. I think it was really good. I think it's really unique. And at some point I was just like, wow, everybody's riding one of these. Oh, what is these blasts though? Hold on a second. Curry got some damage. Hello. Waddle it out. Saw him. Got him by cast mind blows. Like, nope, I'm out of here. But by then the boy already has, yeah. That was some good damage. Curry actually managed to catch this Mershka with that AoE Holy Nova. Does not have a trinket anymore, unfortunately, so he's gonna have to get some cooldowns to counter this Mershka's burst. That is Shadow Blades out of the Rogue. Here does get a trinket, might be a disperse here. Does prepare instead. Root onto the Rogue, blind to follow. Is he out? The pet is in place, so pet should attack this Mershka, but it's why did the pet not attack him? Hello, Shadow Void Breath? What are you doing, bud? What are you doing, bud? Oh, now he's casting. Now he's doing work. Now he's doing stuff. It is going to be a full rift onto the Smurfka. If you don't cloak this, you might be in trouble. Try to see if you can catch up to the Shadow Priest, but the Priest is just ahead of him the entire time. Cloak does not burn a disperse. I don't know if he needs it. That's a lot of health. Didn't take him damage. Maybe looking for a disperse. Oh, your health is super low. There goes disperse. Yeah, and Smurfka was able to force cooldown on him. I think you have to. Unless you have some kind of a big heal there in between, you have to disperse it. Smurfka, however, still kind of caught out for a second sap. He still got a dot on him or something. Shadow Crash does connect. Holy, the Shadow Crash. The fact that thing can just curve around walls is nutty. Void Torrent with a full Rift. Nesmerska needs to get an answer, otherwise it's over for him, man. DP and that's a lot of damage. Vanish, the Rift still knows where you are. Rift still sees you. You do catch that AoE around the corner with a DP. This is going to be another opener. Curdy, does he have an answer? No tricking for a second. Desperate Pair immediately. Desperate Pair. Oh, no. Wait, the Smurfs got a full lockdown. That was clean. Clash out by Sharkira. Cheap shot by Nesmerska. There's got evasion in case he needs it. May just want to burn it immediately. Disarmed. Is going to sprint out. That was clean. That was so clean. Is there a slot I want to participate? Yeah, let's try to see if we can get a bit of a refresher for groups after this one, boys. Yeah? Yeah. Sharkira does end up taking him out. Let's try to see if we can get a bit of a refresher after this set of duels. Yeah, boys? See if we can get ourselves a bit of a couple of fresh bodies in here, yeah? We can make it happen. We can do a quick re-switch up. Sharkira with a Karma, but that Karma absolutely doing nothing. Burn through that Karma. Damage immediately. Leo just pumped through and messed it. IBF'd it in a dome, right? Taking 0 damage from the Karma and just pushing right past it until the monks have taken damage to the south bar. And at that point, the monk does not have an answer. Karma is supposed to be the stopgap wall, but Leo just pushed right past it. Just decided it doesn't exist. Insane gonna be up next. Trying to see if he can make an insane play. Live up to that name. Killing Spree is going to do a lot of damage. As long as you have the line of sight of Leo while Kill Spree is going up, it is just a lot of hits. Adrenaline Rush is active. He's got to be in case he needs to. Leo trying to see if he can play defensive. That's going to be a Cloak of Shadows for the Frosty damage. And Insane is able to avoid a huge portion of that damage though. Downside vanishes in case he needs to. Into a disarm by Leo. Got himself a cheap shot. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough damage? Trying to see if he can make the between the eye damage happen here. Blind to follow just to hold Leo in place. Just to keep him in place. Crash from Marina on Forge. Wait, so Leo? Oh, wait, no. Yeah, Rick is actually crashed, didn't he? Okay. So I was thinking we were losing a body here for a second. Oh, damn. Yeah, so we're missing a guy. Unfortunately. Go next. Yeah. Another killing spree? Is it enough though? Leo continuing to give those death strikes, man. Even though he gets hit by all this rogue damage, big killing spree, guns a-blazing, does get himself a proper stun. Is that enough though? Breath, silence does nothing against the rogue, unfortunately, but it is going to be enough damage to take him out. That is so rough. That is so very rough. What's up, Bossy? How you doing, my guy? I hope you're having a good one. And Toxie's the last one left over for the team one. Has to go up versus Leo, Saya, and Goeras. The question is, can he do it? Does do it versus Leo. Or Leo can even get himself a proper opener. He just is able to get out of there scot-free. Shadow Crashes did not connect on Toxia, unfortunately. And Toxia still has death back in case he needs to. He's still got cooldowns to work with. The road into Goeras gives an opportunity to build up some damage. Cheap shot right after. Trinkets it. Trinket to follow. Full death mark is in. Cheap shot with a road and everything. All the dots are in. Goeras is going to take a lot of damage unless he goes in for heals. Those bleeds are going to melt you. The health bar. Look at a little Dire here. Trying to go for a kick. Does not connect. But Toxic still continue to put the pressure in. Gouge, letting those bleeds tick through without breaking is kind of wild. And Kingsbait is up in 20 seconds. Goeras does get himself lots of recovery while he's in that disperse. Is going to be a bit of healing for Toxic as well. Get himself that sippy cup up and running. That's a win. Goeras trying to get some damage, but not able to. Unless Shadow Crashes connect, you just try to mortar him down behind the pillar. Does not get to connect. And next go by the road could potentially be light, especially with Kingsbane coming up and available. It's going to be probably a good road here, right? Faded. Try to see if he can. He's going to get AoE Fear. He's going to get a free AoE Fear from the image. That was pretty good. Pre-fearing in order to sit on the image is actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad, especially I think he saw Toxic for a second in stealth, couldn't tell exactly where he's at. Getting caught by a horror effect into a stun. Goeras got the most damage he can here with Aegis brocking. The dots are in, however. Stun goes through him. Garrote silence and a full Kingsbane takes him out. That is tough. That is very, very tough. It's not my day. Can't always be. You literally can't win them all, man. Can't win them all, unfortunately. But hey, best you can do is try, right? Best you can do is try. Versus Saya, I don't know how Toxic is going to do. The other competitors he was able to do pretty well on. But I think Rogue versus Priest is doable. Verk versus Death Knight, especially when they're not like at full health, very doable. But the question is, can he fight through with Saya here? He's got sippy cups. And Sai is given much of an honor duel here, but also Sai is parked next to that eye. So if Toxie does go for an opener, you can always bop, pick up the eye, chase after Toxie, run him down. Toxie does have a trinket and a cloak coming up very, very soon. With Vanish coming in as well. He's got Deathmark, Kingsbane, everything, so he's got some stuff to work with actually. So if he ever wanted to have a chance versus Saya, this is getting more likely that it might be a very, very viable chance here. Gouge opener, waiting for a cheap shot until later. Full dots are in. Sai took a lot of damage. Bop right after. Cloak shot is for Toxie. Running out of this as soon as possible. Can Saya catch up? He's got some sprints. Trying to keep the concentration down onto the Rogue. Rogue with steps back to back, keep it away. He's gonna go for a blind as soon as the Bop falls off. However, you do have a Dawnlight on you. I don't know if Warlock Hellstone is usable here. Maybe not usable. It looks like he has a Lockstone, but I don't know if it's usable because Rick did get kicked out of their lobby. He ended up crashing, unfortunately. Saya though, picking up another set of, or not picking up another set of eyes, camp another set of eyes. For Toxie, I think he might have to play it super slow here. He could just run out and just died, right? If Toxie walks out, he just dies to the raw damage that a Paladin could put out. If he wants to win this, he can't just be putting himself out in the open like a sitting duck. That's just going to be the easiest way to lose. There's nothing his class can do. Evasion won't save him. Disarm there won't save him. You can still wake up Ashes, even disarm. Vanishing, like once you get dotted, he's just going to keep a dot on you. You're just going to melt. But waiting out until he has at least some sort of cooldowns here with a full go Kingsbane, everything. Lay on hands. He got a cooldown on the side. Evasion is available, so at least you'll use it defensively in order to hopefully live. Stun, nothing he can do to escape it. Did end up burning advantage, trying to see if he can land himself an escape, but getting caught in a stun is unfortunate. Kidney, I think it just lights. It just lights. Smoke bomb barely keeping him alive. Yeah, and hammers fly through. That is rough. That is rough. Like, that was a situation where I don't know what you could have done differently or could have done better. Maybe like stayed in stealth for a little longer until some cooldowns are up, but I don't really know. Maybe it looked like a Vanish got him out of stealth a little too early. Sometimes Vanish just breaks. That's the consistency of rogues. Like Cheat Death and Vanish are two abilities that don't work consistently for PvP at all. You have like a, I don't know, a 20-30% chance that it just won't work, which are not great odds. If it says like takes you into stealth and makes you stealth for 3 seconds without any ways to break it, I feel like if it says that on tooltip, if it says that on tin, it should work like that. But Blizzard is interesting with rogues. Really, they really need to like revamp Rogue together, dude. Like literally every class, every spec in the game has got some kind of like a major revamp for War Within, and Rogue is like mostly the same, but like with bugged out hero talents. And they're bugged. Like if you just want to see how many bugs assassination rogues have right now, look at the Rogue Discord. They have like a whole list cataloged, literally given to the devs in the most straightforward form. It's like, hi, this is what bugged. This is the interaction that it should have based on what the devs themselves said. Please fix. Months go by and nothing, unfortunately. How does the hammer go through smoke? So he actually stood away from the hammer. The smoke, you get line of sight in or out of the smoke. The smoke does not create a wall. So when you like put a smoke, but both of you are out of the smoke, he still sees you. The smoke does not create like a barrier. Even though you think that's how it works, so it kind of makes sense, right? Smoke would create like a line of sight. You either see in or out of it. It doesn't actually make a wall. You could either have line of sight out of the smoke or in the smoke. If one of you is in or out, no line of sight. That's all it does. It's an old ability coded from way back in, I don't know when it was added. When was Smoke Bomb added, chat? Wrath or Kata or Mop? Wrath is the one to say, not Kata. Yeah, it's old coding. Like Mage's Ice Wall, you would think it kind of works like Ice Wall, creates like a wall where the smoke is, right? Can't see past it or in it or whatever, but Kata, there we go. Cataclysm. It's old coding. Old coding that probably could use a bit of a revamp. Yeah. Alrighty, Rick is ready. Johnny is ready. Do you guys want to switch over the teams? You want to do a team refresh? Can do both for that with both groups. Some fresh blood. Yeah, we'll see if we're gonna do a team refresh. I still want to play. Oh, definitely. I want to get you guys a chance to play. But I want to try to see if we can do a team, a quick refresh so we can like switch some bodies around in each team. Get some fresh blood, you know, maybe 2 new people and 2 people that already played. Alrighty, we're gonna do a team refresher. We're gonna do I'm gonna do a refresh. So we're gonna do a quick refresh. Actually, both of them doing it. Yeah. So teams join, sign up for both Rick and Johnny. Try to pick up bodies that haven't played tonight on your team or the other team, and then you can fill the team with whoever else played. It's up to you, but like mixing up the teams is important here. Switching up some bodies. Chat, if you guys want to join, both teams are up. They got some spots. First come, first serve. Sign up quick. Sign up fast. Spots are going hot. I can switch teams. There we go. If you guys wanna. Respond needs to hurry up and drop shoulders. I want to push Duels today. Yeah, seriously, man. I need gloves on my rogue. I need to do more Halls of Atonement farm. I need to do a bunch of Halls of Atonement to get some decent set of gloves. And then I'm gonna use all my crests to upgrade everything. I saw somebody like that does like high-end rating. They were like 708 item level, and we're like, yo, I'm like, wait, my rogue is so far ahead. I'm like 709, and I haven't even spent all my crests. I only spent my gildeds, but I still have a bunch of other crests that I could spend. I might actually be getting to the point where I don't need rune crests anymore soon. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Completely ready. All right, John needs one more. Or Johnny got a tank. Is Johnny good? Johnny has a tank. No tanks. Thanks? No thanks, LMAO. Yeah, tanks are really weird for duels, man. If you want to play a tank, not in 5v5 1v1s. They're just not tuned well for PvP, unfortunately. If you want a DPS, that's cool, but yeah, no tanks are weird. Pure Thread for Cloak, still more stats than regular max rank. Is Pure Thread for Cloak? It's like 1,800 or something like that. 1,800 or so secondary stats, and you get to choose which one. Dude, I would just run with the Cloak just because that effect is worth it. The damage is proc is worth it. 730 item level, lots of primary stats, and you get a decent bit of secondary. I think it's worth running for the season. I don't think it should be a question of like whether you should run or not. Cloak is intended to be something that everybody uses for the season. It's like the strongest item. That's what I would do, Wes. Alrighty, so let's get you guys into like a lurder run, maybe? You know the imagery of like a evil villain twirling the mustache? I kind of get why they do it. I'm not twirling my mustache because I'm evil or I'm hatching a plan. Actually, I'm just like brain empty completely. It's just one of the sides of my mouth, one of the sides of my whiskers doesn't quite want to sit nicely. It's touching my lip in a weird way, and I keep twirling it to get it out of the way until it does that. So I don't think they're evil and they're twirling mustaches, scheming evil plans. I think it really is just like, just try to get it out of the way. It is therapeutic though. I am gonna say. It is actually very therapeutic. Not gonna lie. Talk about crafted thread versus the one you can buy from vendor. Huh? What? I don't know what that is then. Cloak crafted? If you're asking, you should craft a cloak. Probably shouldn't craft a cloak this season. Nope. Switch. I have no idea otherwise what you mean. Elo? Is it going to be Elo first? No, it's going to be LOL's Pala versus Goeras, immediately slamming him down with big dawn-like damage. Stuns him. Fear. Try to see if you go for a quick kick. Maybe potential little priest. Priest with a bit of a fade. Does have a second AoE Fear from the image. I do like the Archon after image Fear thing going on. Void Shield or Void Rift is available with the full silence to follow. Or Void Trump rather, not Void Rift. But LOL's Pala taking a lot of damage from the Slay Insanities. Still able to survive it decently though. Goeras got himself VE, but he really needs damage in order to get that VE fuel and back up full disperse. LOL's Pala still has plenty of defenses to work with. I don't know if you lay on hands still or anything, but I could be wrong on that one. Flash shields are available. VT is up and running. Got himself a bit of the damage. Yeah. The stat insert thingy. What stat insert thingy are you talking about? Oh, full damage on. I was trying to see if I can find Goeras. I literally panned my camera here and I like, didn't see where his body was. I didn't realize he was just dead right here. Lowe's Pala might be dead actually. Full lay on hands out for Lowe's Pala. Stunned by Holy Saya with a trinket. Wake of Ashes. Bubble out for Lowe's Pala. Try to see if you can potentially put a full bubble, maybe anything out for Saya. Saya with the Shield of Vengeance is going to play defensively. Lowe's Pala can still, I think, make some kind of a play. Next, Stunner to Saya could potentially get a bubble out of him. Lowe's Pala could trade that with a Blessing of Spell Warden, so at least that could potentially be a decent enough trade. You just gotta find a way to get some pressure into Saya, and Saya's health is looking kind of low. If you can catch him in the stun, Lay on Hands or Dawnlight is available. Stun right after. Is this an opportunity to get a bubble out of him? Most likely. There goes the bubble. You can just go for Spell Warden. Spell Warden is in play. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe Spell Warden is in play. You got to Spell Warden it. Now, Lowe's Pala is actually even with Saya. If he can land the kill here with the Wake of Ashes, he could just win. This guy could actually just win. Actually could win. Saya is in trouble. If he catches up to Saya. That is, if he catches up to Saya. Regenerating. Saya's trying to save it off. Trying to see. Yep. Had to save off until Spell Warden is up. And now the deck is in Saya's hands right now. It's up to him to find a way to win this. Spell Warden. Next stun actually could still win. Blind on a Lowe's Pala. Searing Glare. Does Lowe's Pala just turn around on Saya? Hold on. Maybe a bit of an overlap with CC. Does he just win either way? Shield of Vengeance out for Saya. Lowe's Pala does have a trinket, but can't use it. Lay on Hands. Is that available? No, it's not. Saya does win it. I actually thought Lowe's Pala was going to bring it back there, man. I feel like maybe if we delayed that stun after Searing Glare did his thing for a bit and then did it, maybe that would have been okay. Lay on Hands immediately out for Saya. See Elo running out. Yeah, what's that thing you're talking about? Now I'm actually confused. It sounded like you said you wanted to craft a cloak. But if it's something else, then I want to be helpful. If anything, meta out for Ella. Got himself I-beam. However, your health is just plummeting. Unfortunately, got yourself a bit of that first aid. Dawnlight is gonna break it once the immunity falls off. But do you have a go on Saya? He doesn't have an immunity anymore. Might be in a bit of trouble. Flying up in air. You got yourself the range. You got yourself the angle. Those lances are doing work. DPS in those lances is no go. Saya thought he might be able to stand still and fight it through. Unable to, unfortunately. Cheap shot onto Elum. Does have enough damage, maybe? Yeah, does have enough damage. Witness Mershka. Trying to give Insane at least a chance here. Overlap PCC, I lost. Yeah, I feel like if he didn't overlap PCC, it would have been alright. I think he, look, because he lived the Spell Warden, he lived everything. He just needed a little bit of like a little bit of damage on the Saya. Full lockdown, Wake of Ashes go, and Saya would have went down. But like, yeah, if he didn't overlap, I think it would have been okay. Fitting name, every opponent in business like Lowe's Pala. True. Killing spree, blind gonna be for this Boschka. Does get himself a Vanish? Vanish is the choice. I would have thought Shadow Meld would have been maybe. Actually, I guess you could always Shadow Meld an Outlaw. See how lay. That's what I mean. If you got you in a bit of a blind setup and then stun right after, a little bit of damage and then lock it down the stun, maybe that would have been a kill. But who knows? Maybe we would have just laid on hands immediately as soon as you got hit by a blind. Who knows, honestly. That is going to be a full setup. Bind Smurshka onto Insane. Leo dropping Death and Decay. Does not connect with the Rogue, unfortunately. Is going to go for Human Ritual. Breaking out of Sun immediately. Blind onto the Smurshka. Do you have a proper go here? Picking up some damage. That's how a full go. Full burst. That's stun. That's like a, what, 3.5 second stun? Didn't even get through the full duration of the stun before the Rogue died. Just breathing and obliterating that guy. I love how they made a breath good, man. I love how they made breath for Death Knight's good. It does spend a lot of your running power, but only once. And it does a lot of damage as long as you keep obliterating and getting those rhyme procs too. It is so good. It is so very, very good. Leo trying to see if he can get himself a bit of that oblit damage onto those pets. Just a little bit of damage pickup. As Rick is going to be on the far side of the arena, just try to stay away. Leo is doing some damage, but really just try to wait out for cooldowns to be back up and available. He does have a Pillar of Frost, so you can make some work off of it. Rick, what is this cubby you got going on here? It's got to sell that cubby for line of sight. Like, how do you approach that? You need an angle and you like as a port back to the room. As soon as you get gripped, he's going to port. Damn. At this point, maybe Leo could wait until every cooldown is available. He does have only 20 seconds left on the Breath, and the Dragon is going to go for Grippy. Blind onto Rick. He knows Rick is going to go for a port. Gateway at some point as well. Silence onto Rick. Does not get knocked back at all. He's going to yoink it back over. Gateway to go back over. Does he have another grip? He has another grip. He has nowhere to go. Even if he ports in a room. I think that's where Leo just commits, right? And he just commits everything. Dragon, everything available. Big Breath. You just got to get as much damage out as you can. Wall for Rick. Just try to stave off as much damage as possible. I don't know if AMS is available for Leo. Drop it down to AMZ, which is huge. Rick just straight trying to pummel down as much cast as possible into Leo. Leo with the death pack. That's how all these pets get, all these riders get feared. Wait, what happened? You should have just stopped moving. Did it DC? I think it literally DC'd. He literally stopped moving at some point. There was no stun, no nothing on him. That is unfortunate. I actually think Leo would have probably stood a real chance there. But who knows? My mouse died. Oh no! Leo's mouse died. Oh no. Now you're gonna tell me you actually had like a pet mouse and now I'm actually gonna feel even worse. Because I'm laughing. No. That's unfortunate. Toxie does it. Pick it up last little quick strike. Everybody got a kill here. I like that. I like a game where everybody gets a chance to play, man. Plug it into charge. Got it. Did you just plug it in and keep playing? Or you actually gotta like straight up like have a base station and charge it? This is why I don't chat. A lot of people go for like ready? Okay, good. A lot of people go for like full wireless setups, and wireless is nice. I feel like if you're streaming. But I feel like if you want stuff to be reliably working with no issues like that, this is where I'm like, do batteries and sitting there charging things. I don't know if I want to do that. Honestly, I don't know if I want to do that. 9 something, right? 9. Here we go. We're in. It's your little died sad day. Yeah, like that's what you told me. Like, no, I actually had a real mouse. And I literally looked over and it died. That would have made me sad. That would have made me feel bad. Is Rick ready? Rick is ready. We'll get another one going. We're gonna send you guys into a we haven't done a black hole, so we're trying to get through as many maps as possible just for that variety. Going for that variety gamer mentality here. Alrighty, let's send the guys into another arena. Yeah. Here we go. Switch. Let's see how this one goes though. Whoa. Chat, this happened twice now. Am I stuck on the ground? Am I gopher now? Am I oh no, groundhog. Is this like a groundhog kind of day? Feels like a groundhog kind of day, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Poke in my head. Can I escape? Do I have to fly all the way through like underground? Is there an escape for the storm? Can I go from here? Is that ground? Nope, to ground. Can I face through a wall or something? Okay, I'm in the floorboards. Holy moly, can I escape through here? Nope, everything is closed off. Alright guys, new angle for 5V5 1v1 Duels. Apparently Blizzard literally put me in the basement so I can just commentate the duels from the basement angle. Holy, is that water? I actually think I am underwater. That is so. Whoa! Hello! Immediate immunity. In other words, literally first aiding for their life. Oh, the panic has set in. Does not matter. Man's just breathing at you with a frosty breath. You went to the Shadowlands? Bro, never send me back to the Shadowlands, bro. No more Torghast. Not again. It is literally my personal hell. I never want to do another Torghast again. I never want to farm any more soul ass. Please, no. Please, no. God, no. Please. Only thing worse than Torghast is Zereth Mortis. It's way too goddamn bright in there. Way too bright. It's going to be a slowdown onto the Smeshka. Does get himself a quick stab, cheap shot, trinket out for Leo, blind onto the rogue, just trying to see if he can delay some of the damage. No Shadow Blades out of the rogue, unfortunately, so that would have been wonderful to have a trinket blind on Blaze. But at the very least for Leo, that is at least an opportunity to set up some kind of another go with Riders in play. Does Leo not have his hero set for Trollbane to join in? Gouged by his Smeshka, he has himself a flagellation go. He has himself an opportunity to make some kind of a go happen here. And Leo does not have an answer. Wait, that's just full burst. Everything. I think Leo might just almost go down. Almost went down as he drops down a dome. Trying to see if he can dampen some of the damage. A lot of the damage Rogues do is still physical. Some of it is going to be shadow damage, but a huge portion of it is still physical. It doesn't quite go... Get stopped by the AMZ. Drop himself damage. Potentially death strikes. See if he can get himself a couple more strikes. Nah. Rogue locks him down, does not let him play the video game. But then Insane gonna be up next. Immediate gouge from the Smeshka. This is gonna be a kidney shot to follow. Got himself trinket into a cheap shot. It is the yard, however, from the Death Knight, unfortunately. Killing spree, I don't think it connects. No, it does get him connected. Because when you kill spree and you don't have a target, you just start shooting in any random direction and you might be able to randomly get the other rogue out in the open. And he did. Literally randomly shot a gun anywhere. Literally just shooting a shotgun in the middle of the night, man. Can't see where you're shooting, just fire away. Maybe we'll hit something. As Insane does get himself a reset. Eyes are available. Picking up the eyes if he's careful. Sapped by Smeshka. So the Subrick is gonna get the opener, but Insane does not have a trinket. Smeshka, however, not really all that happy to, not really gun happy to just go in for a full go. He got blades coming up soon though. If he lives his kidney shot, that'll be his big opportunity. I don't know if he lives that kidney shot though. I don't know if he lives that. That is still a lot of damage on the rogue. You can lock him down. Is this enough? Shadow Blades, secret technique, everything available. Another cheap shot. Is that a big go? You can need a big of a rate. Enough damage. Oh! The Owl the Rogue barely alive. It does make it happen and does pick up a little quick lucky coin. Stash it is in his pocket. And Rook is going to be up next. Demonology has the pets everywhere. Insane ain't walking at him. Ain't walking at him anytime soon. Though the pet, however, is positioned perfectly to find the rogue. Maybe beside the pet. Oh, axe toss around the corner. Oh no. And does get himself that fell guard. Second summon. Fear onto Insane. He does have himself the undead ratio to break out of it for a second though. But at this point, I don't really know, man. I don't know. An Outlaw versus a Demon Hunter? Or no, Demon Hunter. Demonology Warlock? It's tough. You need vanishes, I think, to catch a full reset versus those pets. I think it's about the only way you can really do it. Only way you can really do it. Yeah, I think it's over. It's lights. It's a tough one. Rick versus Saya though is going to be up next. Rick did not commit too many cooldowns. Does end up having this adaptation forced out there early. That's going to be full stun opportunity for Saya to at least get a couple of those Hodge lockdowns onto the Warlock. Immediate Spell Warden. However, you can see Saya itself is still going down little by little. Spell Warden stops magic damage, but those pets ain't magic. A lot of them do physical damage. Gloomhound does the auto attack. Felguard does the auto attack. Even Dreadstalkers, right? They have a big shadow bites, but also they do a lot of auto attack damage too. Fear by Rick does end up having to use a wall here, however, so it's a pretty big cooldown commitment. It's going to have adaptation for the next stun lock combo by Saya, and Saya just burns the Spell Warden, so you will maybe have to use Lay on Hands or Bubble, possibly. That is a lot of pets chasing after him. Rick is trying to see if he can avoid him as best as possible. Does have adaptation for that Fear. Maybe if he can escape the Dawnlight. Or potentially Reflected. Doesn't have another word, unfortunately. Yeah, Rick is actually under a ton of pressure right now, unless he needs himself some kind of a heal. I don't know if he can get himself any more healing. Yeah, Saya does end up taking him out. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. The Low's Palette gonna be up next. He's got himself full Wake of Ashes ready to go versus Saya. Might just be looking for a bubble here. Yeah, there goes the bubble. Lay on Hands still available. He's still got a Lay on Hands. Low's Palette got himself Shield of Vengeance. Wall. Does he still live until Saya's immunity is gone? Bree, Blessing is saying, so that stun does not last long at all though. Saya knows how bad that is for him and is going to be backing up out of there immediately. Also has a Blessing of Sync in case he needs it. As long as he can time it correctly, he'll be okay. He can wait out and live long enough until he can use a proper Lay on Hands. Using a Dawnlight to self-heal. Blind Insta into Low's Palette. Trinket stun. Full go. Saya. Searing Glare right after. Can't. Oh no, Searing Glare didn't go through. Searing Glare did not go through. Saya's still taking a lot of damage to Lay on Hands as he gets ridiculously low. Low's Palette also with a Lay as the stun comes through. That's going to keep him nice and stabilized. Low's Palette does bubble it. Lay on Hands a bubble, so there's no way for him to take a damage. No way for him to take any damage. For Saya, that's an opportunity to maybe stay away from the other guy and get yourself as much self healing as possible. That is all you can do, but now you know the Lowe's palette does not actually know he does have one more immunity. Blessing is taken to the stone is huge. Isn't enough though. Doesn't matter. It steals a lot of damage, but the other palette, it does not matter whatsoever. Well played. But just the raw damage of a paladin just says, oh, you played correctly? Doesn't matter. Still dead. Unfortunate. It's high noon. Yeah, exactly. The last little pistol shot. Last little pistol shot that could. Is it Goeras or Shakira next? One of you guys gotta go. And Shakira's looking at Goeras like, yo, you better go, dude. I don't want to fight a pal. You better you better go. You better go. Got himself at least a setup. But it's going to be meter stun out of the Paladino. Full dots. Look at that opener. And Goeras is literally sitting at 30% health. And I think he's just going to melt to the dawn light. Like, does Lowe's Palette even need to be out in the open fighting him? Does he even need those hammers? Does he even need to? I think I'm just going to fuel Goeras with that Vampiric Embrace. He's got this burst VE. Quick fear into Lowe's Palette. In case he breaks out of the fear, there's going to be second image fear on him. Won't need it. Full potential burst. Does he have anything to follow up? Spell Warden. Blind to follow up. Searing Glare. Try to see if he can potentially remove the massive spell. Can remove the blind, but it doesn't matter after. That is tough. Shakira with an in-cap to follow. Got himself fools away. Low spell at this point. I don't think he has a lot of damage, non-defensive to work with. That's very human racial, but yeah, that's a lot of damage spent. With Toxic going to be the last one left over for that team 1 versus Shakira. And Shakira just used the trinket. So I don't really know what else he can really do. Didn't Saya have lay on hands? I don't think Saya had lay on hands at that point. No, I think he already used it. I think he already used it there. Yeah, there's just not a lot of opportunity to follow up because you spent everything. Cooldowns is still up. Which lay on hands also does in the UI, by the way. In my UI, it looks like lay on hands is up. It's not. Certain abilities, UI has a hard time tracking, and lay on hands, because the technical has a cooldown reduction mechanic behind it, it does not track. But Toxie does end up taking out Shakira very, very quickly after karma and everything. Not much you can do. Let's get another one going, boys. Oh no mods. We can maybe get a couple of more games in here. Yeah, in Spectate, you can't trust the cooldowns. Like, Wake of Ashes, it can trust it, but Wings, like if you probably did not run Wake of Ashes Wings, you wouldn't be able to trust it. It doesn't track. It used to also be really bad at tracking evasion for Outworks. I think it still is because of cooldown reduction, inherent cooldown reduction mechanics. But yeah, Lay on Hands has cooldown reduction, so it just doesn't track. It doesn't even attempt to. It looks like they have it, but they don't. And the only way you can track it is like if I say it out loud and then take a mental note of it. And I try to comment when someone is up or down, like especially some of those abilities that are like not tracked, adding extra context. Rick is ready, and so is Johnny Boy. Let's get you guys into a fun one. You guys love this arena. Talk, let's go, dude. Hold on. We need one. We can say no. We can hit no. Hit no if you're missing a guy. We can hit leave Q. Leave Q. Hit leave Q if you're missing a body. Or we good. We lost one out. Yeah, just hit leave Q. Just hit leave. Get you guys a +1. Real quick. It'll take 2 seconds. Get everybody in the two to back out. Need one. There we go. Yeah. So both Rick and Johnny back out. We'll have Johnny relisted in LFG. If you guys want to join, should have the group up here in a little bit, hopefully. But yeah. Back to the mall with you. Bro. Chat. There was this like leak that someone made, which may still be partially real. Unless this is literally like all fake. But it was a what's it? This is what the image was. So in the center, that's Jailer with his like core torn out. And on the back, what looks like Xalatath. So either it's a really good Photoshop, or at some point in the future, this is going to be a patch. I'm still not 100% convinced. When I saw this initially, like as people were like, you know, waiting for that midnight reveal, this is one of the images floating around. Maybe real, maybe not real. That's another image that was saying like, oh, it's gonna be like, you know, some trailer or whatever. So you had these two images. Like, I can make everything terrifying and real. You think it's AI? Maybe. Maybe. Except usually with AI, there's like some obvious like blemishes. And an AI also has a very specific art style to it. But maybe. Maybe it's like AI and then Photoshop and iterations and stuff to make like a bullshit picture. It just seems like a lot of effort. This is fake. I had similar shots and I saw where shots depicted the destroyed Stormwind and Sylvana standing in the port. Yeah, I do remember the destroyed Stormwind shots. But that I think was a shot from BFA where Anduin looks over like the docks and it's somebody I think took it and photoshopped it. But there at least you can get like a an image that's like, you can find the origin image, the origin shot, and then you can see how it was modified. Because you can like, you know, match it up against each other and compare. I don't know if the Jailer one has like a matching thing. Unless it's just like somebody went in-game, killed Jailer, got some kind of like an aerial shot, and like made it look as realistic as possible. Who knows? But yeah. Can't legit for some reason. Okay, group is up if you guys want to join. Leah got a group up. You got a group up. If you guys want to join, more than welcome to. They got a spot, one spot available. Find them in LFG under Raids Legacy. Foresight Gaming, let's go. Hell yeah. Yeah, let's use it with Hammer and Anvil is probably good. Probably very good. The Vol shot is the same POV cinematic when you feed Jailer, is it? Can I find it? Kind of, but not quite. See if I can get you a screenshot. I see what you're trying to go for, but there are some issues. Like, there's... Let me see if I can pull them up, actually. Okay. So this is probably what you're thinking of, because I just look up literally the Jailer defeat cinematic, and this is the only image they have, or only angle they have of like the Jailer's body, right? And comparing these two, they kind of look similar, but the detail, lack of detail. Detail of like these two metal lines, lack of detail, right? Maybe it's like, take this and make it AI or whatever, possibly. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe. But like even this angle, I guess it would zoom in and add detail. Although a lot of the details are pretty consistent, right? There's consistency, right? In like the tear in the hole in the chest. Unless again Photoshop, really good Photoshop, make it as consistent as close to each other as possible. Alrighty, sending it in. I don't know, it just looked a little, and like maybe I'm just completely categorically objectively wrong, but like to my eye it just looked like it was somebody put a little too much effort into it. And I feel like there's been a couple of times where it's like looks really fake, but at the same time like there's like a feeling in the back of my head where I'm like, that looks like, it just looks like too much effort been put into it. And a lot of the times when something looks like, oh, it's obviously fake, guys, obviously fake, but there's a lot of effort into it, and then it ends up being real because the effort, how much effort was put in. When it's like very minimal effort, then it's likely fake. But when it has a lot of effort put in, maybe not that real. But yeah. Like there's another one for War Within where it's like, it was like canyons, deserts, griffins, but it was literally a lot of just art assets, like in-game assets thrown in random places. And like areas, but they look very, very similar to previous areas. And it's like, well, that one I can see being kind of on a lower effort too. Because there's nothing unique. But like, who the hell is going to detail, who the hell is going to detail the jailer's like metal thing here and then the crack in 2 shots? Who knows? Toxie first up. Atho! Oh, the boy is back in! And it looks like an ethereal. Trying to see if we can take down the rogue instant. Lay on hands as Toxie loads him up with dots and a big Kingsbane. Massive envenoms. Atho may be looking for a bubble. Shield Defenders keeping him alive. Bubble is coming out with the cloak shadows for the rogue and the vanish. The two are just throwing everything together. 2 juggernauts clash down in the middle of the arena. Look at this bog, man. I've never seen anybody run around fully ethereal bog. But Atho is the man, dude. Look at that. Oh, but I think it might be over for Atho. Unfortunate. Full bleeds out for Toxie. Toxie did send everything at Atho. Forced every cooldown out of him. And all he needed is just a little bit of quick little reset. Are they really sending Atho into Saya? Toxie needs a breather, man. Toxie needs a breather, dude. Send somebody... Sounds like Shakira or Insane. Those guys are not going to be easy, but like at least... It's not another paladin. Man's gonna need some coolness in order to make this happen. Wild dumb. It is wild. As Saya is just gonna have to wait this out. Yeah, Toxie ain't walking out, dude. You're gonna have to wait until eyes are up or something. Yeah, if Toxie walks out now, he's just immediate dead. I guess first paladin rotating every cooldown, he's able to match him. Able to compete. However, unfortunately, Rogue is not designed just to sit out in the open. Need to get all the items. Yo, that actually looks really cool and insane. I like that full like set. That actually looks really, really cool. With Phoenix, claws and everything. That looks sick. That looks sick. Saya is picking up the eyes, but looks of it. Eyes are up, right? Yeah, eyes are up. Knows where Toxie is at. Toxie, unfortunately, does not have a trick. Immediate blind onto Saya. Is he just gonna run him? Just outrun while the eyes are up? Honestly, it may not be the bad move on. To be fair. And Saya may just be setting up to get himself a second set of eyes. Toxie might be able to avoid him completely. He's going to see more or less into a Hodge. Gotta be able to get a full set of stuns. Toxie might just have to respawn here and get some kind of a go. Or vanish and reset. Trying to see if he can escape it. But Saya is not letting him out of sight whatsoever. Got himself a Goeras. Cheap shot right after. No health whatsoever. Maybe a Cloak of Shadows last second. No. Just a Dawn Light and a Blessing of Protection. That's all he needed. Dawn Light and a Bob to remove all of those dots. That is rough, man. That is definitely a little tough. Is it Goeras next? Is it going to be a Rick? Is it going to be an Asmershka or Pala? They look at each other. Somebody's looking at one another. Goeras? Can't tell. Can't tell. But dampening is slowly going to end up coming up little by little by little. Sinew? His name is Sinew. Let's talk about sinews. Alright, Goeras. Question is there an enhancement shaman one shot? Because somebody early in the chat at the beginning of the stream said, yo, what is that enhancement shaman one shot? Because now I'm interested. I want to see if there is one. Got himself full ascend. Shield of Vengeance on for Saya. Trying to see if he can maybe just let the Shield of Vengeance pop at Goeras while ascend is up. Question is, does he have the combo? Does he have that big one shot combo? Whatever it may look like. Zaps around for Goeras, trying to see if he can back away from Saya. Lasts him from a distance, just trying to see if he can buy himself a bit of time. Bloodlust is available, gonna fuel him full of resources. Saya does have a bubble in case he needs to. Laying hands is up. Goeras may need to pop some defenses here. Stun does not have a trinket for this, unfortunately. He is gonna need to do some kind of defensive though. Bulwark. Maybe a wall together. Bulwark gets burned through very, very quickly. Wall right after. Trying to see if he can use a maelstrom in order to keep himself afloat. Here's best possible bubble out for Saya. Can burrow his head on the ground for a second. Burrow just to escape Saya for a second. Regenerate and probably gonna have a Hodge ready to go, right? Most likely gonna have a Hodge ready to go. Unless Goeras got himself the setup with one more deal, maybe. Maybe that'll give him enough pressure. Full wake up matches available. I think Goeras knows there's gonna be a Hodge out of Saya. He's gonna wait him out until wings are gone. Stun, if he can run out it. No, totem does not get the damage. Knocks it back. And that totem does not connect, unfortunately. Shield of Vengeance out for Saya. Goeras will need something. Needs a heal. Definitely needs a heal. Got some Maelstrom from a Tempest. Second Tempest to proc right after is huge. Maybe you can get another Tempest from a distance. Won't even need to get anywhere near Saya. Does he have the damage he needs? Lightning bolts right after. Oh, he has no mana though. Unfortunately, got no mana. Looking to keep himself alive. Saya, I think, wants to walk up and hodge him. Does not have an answer here, unfortunately. No, instead just going to be Dawnlight from a distance. Letting Goeras just feel the pain from afar. I set this up in 15 seconds though. Is he going to need it? I don't even know if he will. Lay your heads maybe will come back for Saya, but I think he would have used it too early. For Goeras, he just needs to get himself the angle. Trinket also is available, so maybe just clash everything at Saya. Full ascent, full burst, everything is available. Trinket needs to appear probably here. Nope, no Trinket yet. Ascend, Lightning Lasso. Saya does Trinket out of it. Goeras needs some kind of a heal. Needs to spend the Maelstrom and heal. No! He got the Lightning Bolt out, but not enough Globals to get himself a heal, unfortunately. With Ray gonna be up next, full fear, everything, dude. You had a set, you had it all Trinket up, but it's just so tough, man. It's a tough situation to be in, unfortunately. Reflect up for Rick. Sorry, making sure not to hide himself back in. Is gonna go for a blind on the pets as well as the Warlock. It's just dead either way, though. The Doom does not care about blindness. What's the dot is on you? The dot is on you. And it looks like Leo's immediately taking damage, but I don't think he's the one in play. It looks like it is going to be the Monk in play instead. Axe Toss betrayed with that in cap. It does have a fear AoE onto Sharkira. Trinket does not go through here, unfortunately. That's just going to be another fear to lock him down fully. Shakira did, I think, end up going for Thunderfist. Yeah, did end up using Thunderfist in order to get himself a, or Track of the Windlord, in order to get himself that damage with that Yulon cooldown reduction, Big Fisted Fury action. He's gonna need another one of those. And he's probably gonna need a Slice and Window, so it does the same. If you can use that for a big cooldown reduction, that's gonna be massive fear as Roy just walks by him. Shakira no longer has a Trinket. If the Axe Toss is ready, he's just gonna lock him down with fears, man. Just gonna lock him down with back-to-back fears. Let the pets do work. Tyrant right after. Gonna have to go for a Karma here unless he can't escape. Got himself a 4 brew, but the pets are still churning right through him. Is gonna go for that Karma while the pets are attacking him. Gateway available for Rick in case he needs it. Is he gonna need it though? He's just gonna wait it out. Rick is perfectly fine just letting the pets chase you. Fear as soon as you find and close the gap. It doesn't matter. Rick is in full control. There ain't nothing to stop this man. Dropping a big old fell meteor on your dome as well. With Leo gonna be up next. The control this Warlock has, man, is nuts. He just got himself Glide so you can stay away from you. Fear and Axe Toss just to keep you at bay. Wall versus Leo right now. Does himself a Warlock Hellstone. Using that early though. Leo breaking out of that fear, but Leo being able to lich point that fear to not get locked down. That's what's going to keep him nice and healthy here. With Lost Ballot, Hand of Freedom available. Wake of Ashes stuns Leo because he was a lich board, which makes him undead. And Wake of Ashes does stun undeads, unfortunately. Lost Ballot with the Shield of Edges got himself lots of damage. Leo, IPF, Death Pact is available in case he needs it. Trying to get some Death Strikes. That's all he can really do right now to keep himself alive is Death Striking off of Lost Ballot. That's essentially all he can do. Next, Wake of Ashes. With a set of wings, you might decide to dome it. Got himself that Death Pact and is able to at least stay away from the Paladin. Waiting out for the Death Pact so you can have full health bar to work with, or at least some of that health bar, without any of it being necrotic down. Slows to the Lost Ballot, unless he's got himself Hand of Freedom. Definitely makes it tougher. Sounds on the Lost Ballot, potentially could be a lot of damage. Bubble right after. Leo, dome down. That's all you can do right now is just dome and hope you can live. Controlling some of that magic damage from Lost Ballot, reducing some of it. Still lots of healing needs to be done in order to pick up enough health, but I think the Dawnlight just ends ya. One more hammer and it's over. Yeah, just runs by one more hammer. That's all he needed. I don't know if there's anything that you could have done in that situation. That was just a little rough, man. A little too rough with the constant pressure of a Dawnlight Paladino. Insane immediately got himself all those coins flipping instantly. But a Blessing of Protection out of Lost Ballot just get himself a proper reset. Insane did not burn a trinket because he didn't get hit by a stump by the looks of it. So he's able to escape out of there scot-free. If he can catch himself a re-stealth, he'll be actually just fine. Does get himself a Pistols go. Searing Glare. Off of the stun. Won't really be able to respond. Cloak of Shadows does get used aggressively here. Very aggressive usage out of it. He's gonna have to get himself another proper setup. Blind onto Insane. Cheap shot to follow. Does get himself a bit of that opener go with the between the eyes. Killing spree. Apparently not enough though. Not enough, and the Paladino does take 2. With Holy Sight claiming 2. Lost Ballot claiming 2. Pallies, man. Pallies. Alrighty, boys. I think with that, we'll call for the night. I got a lot of work I gotta do. Tomorrow and the day after is gonna be a very, very busy days for me. And then hopefully Monday I can rest, and then Tuesday I'm back to being busy. So, thank you all. You guys are wonderful chat. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Super fun hanging out with you boys. Ready for one more? I gotta get some food, man. I gotta get some work done. Otherwise, I'd hang out a little longer. I got a lot of work I gotta do tonight. So, I will have to call it. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Go find hanging out with every single one of you. GG's, boys. GG. See, buff red. Yeah. Reds didn't go for 1v5. Buff them. Buff them. If Blizzard doesn't buff red, what are they doing? You know what? Lock down the Discord server again, man. Lock it down. It seemed to have worked well last time. They got buffed up, and all of a sudden, red is like top end of the middle of the pack. Sprung up. Got a bunch of people also upset. Like, dude, reds were just sandbagging week 1 to try to give them low numbers. I have no idea if that's true or not, but dude, literally got the entire community angry with the not even the class, the spec. Like, what? A couple of bad apples will do it though. It was wild. Alrighty, boys, you guys have a wonderful one. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Last night, I gotta get food. I gotta get work done, man. I'm on a tight schedule, boys. I'm on a tight schedule. Tomorrow and the next day is gonna be really busy for me. That's why I'm on such a tight schedule. You guys have a good one, though. Maybe they'll learn some class tuning later this evening. That'd be fun. I'm gonna get some food. I'll catch you guys next stream. Alrighty, boys. Peace.